This year, I think I could confidently say you guys fucking won SEMA. Like, if there was a winning SEMA,
Yeah.
that's winning SEMA.
Regardless of whatever you look at, there's people that love it and people that hate it, and I think that polarity is actually what's blowing up that car so much. So
Precisely what I was going to say is I didn't have anybody look at me like, oh, it's a Mustang. What I had people say was, when I saw this car or I saw Larry Chen's video or that they got those Mustang vibes, but they're like, no, here in person, like I can see what you did there. I can see the lines that you're going for. And we were just talking about on the way down here how many people think that that car is AI.
Thousands.
Yep, I remember being in like my mom's office in her house and coming up with the name RingBrothers and going through logo designs and all that. So I very much remember that and kind of having that level of engagement with the company.
How old were you at that point?
Probably 8 or so.
Collectively, this is a
Right.
win for us.
Despite our challenges.
Yeah, we prevailed. Cheers, man.
I love it.
Hey,
Yeah.
fuck yeah.
We found common ground.
We did.
It's
Yeah.
nice. I like this.
What's
After all
the
this time.
timestamp right now?
It's a 232. You're taking that
Telling
out.
Elliot what to take out.
You're listening to another episode of Oil and Whiskey. This week we have Ryan Fielding and Hunter Ring. Ryan _Fab Guy and the ever creative just Hunter Ring on Instagram. And it's easier to find that way, honestly.
It is easier.
Yeah.
It gets it done.
It does.
Fab Guy _Ryan.
Yeah, what did I say?
Yeah, you said Ryan _Fab Guy. It's fine.
Yeah, okay. Well, I
That's
didn't,
why
I
you
didn't want
gotta
anybody
get a
to find
simple
you.
name.
Yeah, you'll get there. It's fine. Yeah.
Fab Guy _Ryan.
Yeah.
I thought we
Yeah,
were just
we'll edit that out.
We were just talking about how it is to listen to yourself and have this conversation with the headphones. You're the first dude that I think out radio voices Josh.
He's got a good voice.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like he's buff. He's got some tattoos. He's got the beard going. It's getting gray though.
He's almost
It was
like-
not
it's
near as
getting
gray.
gray.
Not. I mean, just
As a
6 weeks
total-
ago it wasn't that
Right.
gray.
That's
No,
the
this,
total
uh,
package is almost like a better version of you.
I knew
That's
that.
amazing.
Thicker, longer,
That's
fuller beard.
That's a toss up.
Yeah.
I set that one up for you.
Yeah. He's got a
And I'm
better.
just-
Yeah.
That's fine.
He's got nicer glasses. I can't see.
He's 28 and he looks like that. Wait till he's 47.
That's what
Right.
happens when you're building fucking hot rods for
Yeah.
that, right?
Right.
This episode is brought to you by WeatherTech. WeatherTech's roof basket increases vehicle storage capacity, so you never need to pick up and choose which essentials to leave behind.
Storing gear on top frees up space inside your vehicle, which means more legroom and a more comfortable road trip. It also means you can take more with one vehicle rather than having to bring two. Who has time or gas money for that?
Transforms your vehicle into a true travel rig. Perfect for outdoorsmen, overlanders, off-roaders, and everyday trailblazers. Great for hauling duffel bags, coolers, camping, sports equipment, and more. It has a unique modular design so you can size up or size down, make it wider, longer, etc., depending on your cargo carrying needs or if you want to move it to a larger or smaller vehicle.
Roof Basket is made from high-strength plastic that's durable and designed for years of use. It won't rust, chip, or corrode like other metal roof carriers. It's 100% made in the USA, so you can be assured of its quality.
Go to weathertech.com and check out the roof basket today. Guys, it's good to have you. You guys
good to be here.
This is going to be fun. We got all kinds of things to talk about. Coming off of a whirlwind SEMA, kind of shook things up a little bit.
Yeah, it was definitely a
Little bit.
busy week for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was, far and away our most just crazy SEMA, right? Everything surrounding the car, surrounding the show. It was a whirlwind for us, absolutely. And
Well, and teeing that off with doing all the racing stuff at the track with Ben Collins and the exotic car group. Everything was just, there was a lot.
yeah, it was a lot.
Long week.
Long week.
Lots of stuff to do.
For
10
all the people...
days.
But go ahead.
10 days in Vegas, 11 days.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, it was with drive.
Factoring 4 days of driving on top
Right.
of that. It
With
was
drive time is 2 weeks. That's a long time to be in Las Vegas for
That's
anybody.
2 weeks too much to be in Las Vegas, actually.
Yeah, right.
We were just short of that because we were out there with you guys. So I think we did 10 days, 9 days?
I did 9.
We did
11.
shit, yeah.
Yeah.
We were up there.
It's
But
a lot.
I would say we've had so many people call. This used to happen more in the past, like guys calling looking for chassis sponsorships. And they would tell you that, like, well, yeah, dude, I won SEMA in 2011. Or like, 09, dude, we won SEMA.
We're going to win SEMA.
Now, there is no winning SEMA per se, but
Well,
I would
we used
say
to think there wasn't.
This year, I think I could confidently say you guys fucking won SEMA. Like, if there was a winning SEMA,
Yeah.
that's winning SEMA.
We really appreciate that, and honestly, you know, it's so great to hear you guys say that. Obviously, you know, we're proud to have your chassis on that car, and what we did with the Best on RS. I mean, that's an award that we've won a lot of awards, and that one was extra special to us because it's one we haven't had. And I tell you what, the smiles were pretty big that night, and we really appreciate it. But you know, reading the comments and talking to people throughout the week, you know, they kind of went with what you're saying, and that was really cool to hear people saying, you know, calling it the best car SEMA, and it's just it's wild to hear, you know, to get that kind of response, and it's really important to us and everybody back in the shop, right? Like, you know, hearing that, something you spent so much time, blood, sweat, and tears on, really getting recognized like that from all different people, from the tuner crowd to the 4x4, you know, the Carolina squat bro truck crowd. I mean, like, it seemed kind of unanimous. Everybody was excited about what we brought, and that's a really cool feeling.
Is it hard to stay that humble when you brought such a banger and you know that it's fucking winning?
You know, honestly, it's one of those things where, and you guys know, right? Like, you're so intimate for so long with that vehicle that you're too close, and you know that to see it for what it is sometimes, and you're almost shocked to hear some of the responses, because we're so close to it, and to be able to have somebody that has never seen it give their first take, that's really exciting. And there was a couple people, honestly, at SEMA that you know, we brought like Gary in on to hear what they had to say about it, and they knew about it, but they had not seen it. They had not seen any videos. They just had known about the car. Carl Cox was one of them. Mm-hmm. The DJ Carl Cox. He's a British guy. He had heard we had done an Aston Martin, but knew nothing about it. So we got a fresh take from him. We came around the corner, and he was able to see it and look at it and give us his real-time first impression, and that was pretty cool, because he's an Aston Martin guy. He's a supercar guy, an exotics guy, and an American muscle guy. That's why he was at SEMA, and he came back 3 or 4 different times throughout the week with his whole entourage to check out the car, and that was really, really special for us.
I think the initial reaction has got to be not able to speak after looking at it. Like, there's so much there to take it all in. It's such an insane car that hard to pick out, you know, what your initial reaction is.
Right. And that's where, you know, for us, we know each one of those little details intimately. And for somebody that's never seen it, to just kind of stand back, I know, Hunter, you did it as well, to bring somebody to the car and just let them open the door, pop the clamshell, and just let them take whatever time they wanted to really observe. And it's really interesting to me to see what people pick out. Unprompted, unsolicited, to see what really catches their eye, and it's surprising sometimes the details that people pick out that you think you might get overlooked and you'd have to point out, but it's sometimes the things they key in on first, and that's really, really cool, and it speaks volumes, right, to the industry and the type of people that are looking at these cars when they see things that you know, most people you think would glance over.
Did any of the fucking morons that make the Mustang comment all over social media, any of those guys say that to your face?
You know what's interesting?
A couple of interesting ones for sure.
Yeah. And what's
you have the balls to say it to your face?
Actually, walking into SEMA, it's kind of hard to tell for myself what the reaction was going to be, because we debuted it at the Quail, so it had already been out since August. So whether or not we were going to have like a good crowd for the showing, what to me was kind of a toss-up, because it's already been seen to some degree.
Right.
So it's either going to be low because of that, or it's going to be high because more people want to see it. But similar to what you were saying, is like the comments are all over the place. Like, if you look up that car on, it doesn't matter if you're looking at different forums. If it's American based, it's loved by a lot of people. If it's European based, it seems like it's trashed on by a lot of people. But regardless of whatever you look at, there's people that love it and people that hate it. And I think that polarity is actually what's blowing up that car so much. So in addition to SEMA, it's actually kind of cool to see the reaction that people have to it in person. And we've had a lot of people that saw it through social and said it either looked like a Mustang or didn't quite understand it, and then they saw it in person, and to them it just totally changed the way that the car felt. So seeing comments like that is also very interesting.
And that's
but yeah,
precisely what I was going to say is I didn't have anybody look at me like, oh, it's a Mustang. What I had people say was, when I saw this car or I saw Larry Chen's video or they saw pictures of it or our Facebook or whatever the case may be, that they got those Mustang vibes, but they're like, no, here in person, like I can see what you did there. I can see the lines that you're going for, and that's pretty cool.
It is very wild, specifically on that car. One, you're talking about the polarity of it. That's speaks volume to how far you push the envelope when there is that much discussion across such wide range of people and enthusiasts, right? Because it means you're pushing the envelope versus doing something so vanilla and generic, right? If it's a black tuxedo, very few people are gonna be like, oh, I would have done it a different way. It's classic standard. You haven't pushed the envelope, but when you start getting into fashion, wild and crazy, you're gonna have both sides of it. But where I was going with that, seeing the car in person, very rarely, if ever, in 20-something years of doing this, have I ever felt so differently about, not differently, it's probably the wrong word. The car in pictures, awesome. Seeing in the car in person, it's like it's a completely different car. The aura, the scale, being able to see, even if you take a front three-quarter, even if it's a video that you're seeing on your phone, seeing the car for the first time, scale, proportions, and just the vibe can't come across in video like that car does in person.
it's a big car. It's wide. It's 82.
It is. It's way wider wider and bigger than it looks like in pictures. No matter what, it was somebody standing next to it or whatever. I mean, we were doing the shock testing here. That was the first thing. It was like, I'd seen pictures. You'd sent me stuff. We'd seen stuff and seen it in person. It's like, this is different. Like, it's completely different. It grabs you in a different way, in a good way.
Right.
But rarely does cars do that. You see so many teasers of stuff before you see a car, and especially before SEMA, everyone's showing stuff. We got all these booth cars, pictures, and most of the time you're kind of getting the vibe. And then stuff will surprise you quality wise, or fit and finish, or colors, or how it hits you. But scale and proportions of that car is wild. What it does in person.
Absolutely, man.
Well, and that's the other thing that's pretty cool for me was the amount of people that followed the car. So like, we had done the racing and Ryan had posted a little teaser of that thing going down one of the straights, and the amount of people that I talked to about it, there's probably only 4 out of everyone that I asked that have seen that video that said no. So like, a bunch of people saw it. I had a buddy that was actually flying in to come hang out with us during SEMA, and he was sitting next to a little 12-year-old kid and his dad, and they're just through talking. The kid wanted to come to SEMA because he wanted to see that car. And so what he was so fascinated by was just like how different it is. And to me, I think that's something that's so wild, is just to have all these random people want to see something that we created in such a small town, Wisconsin.
Yeah. Yeah, it's small town Wisconsin. So we posted the video on it, and I'm so infatuated, I guess, and I shouldn't read them, but the comments.
But you're going to wear that seatbelt, aren't you?
Yeah, I wear the seatbelt, but the comments.
You're going to wear that seatbelt.
The comments always astonish me just by, I feel like the trending direction of stupidity of the entire fucking nation of the world. Really,
it's incredible. Really,
shit that people say. So I said. It's like clear. I said something about like amazing to see that like a couple farm boys from Wisconsin, put this together. It wasn't a derogatory thing, right? Anybody listening to it would be like, hey, he's having fun. It's kind of like humorous, whatever. Some dude fucking says something about like, well, what the fuck do you think, genius? Like, who do you think built this? That a couple hard-working guys from Wisconsin couldn't do something like this? Like, well, you dumb shit. Like, looking at the car, one might think that, like, something like that came out of, like, I would envision it in, like, a Formula One type environment, this clean, sterile group of all fucking British dudes, like, with crazy technology. Like, you don't think that it's a bunch of, like, badass dudes.
People take it far too serious. It's the same, just, an hour ago, we rolled that Rolls Royce out of the back of the trailer, right, for you guys to do a little touch on, and, we were commenting about the fact that like this beautiful 62 2-door Cabriolet Rolls Royce is getting driven around by a bunch of rednecks from Spring Green, Wisconsin, getting gas at the local Shell station, right?
Yeah.
And then, here's this gorgeous car that is, just rolling around, and it's absolutely not derogatory. We're proud of the fact that we're from where we're from, and Jim and Mike and myself and Hunter and just about everybody there is local to that region of Wisconsin. We're proud to be from there. And we're proud to be a bunch of farm kids that are able to put together a car that people seem to like. And to your point, right? It doesn't have to be a bunch of Germans in white lab coats in some clean room designing this car. And it's a compliment to think that that's what people think happened in order for that car to become a reality. And it's a bunch of hot rodders that decided to step up their British game a little bit. One other thing is kind of funny. You talk about polarity and what people think and whatnot. We were just talking about on the way down here how many people think that that car is AI. You'll see that in a lot of comments of still
Every
photos.
picture, like the color and the tint on the window, made it look like it had.
And there's a couple we were talking about that Huck took when we were out to the Quail when we were in California. The fog rolled in, and it looks like that was photoshopped or something. It really wasn't. We had taken the car out and we're doing a photo shoot, and the fog just rolled in through the valley, and he turned the headlights on, get these pictures, and it was cool. But even us looking at him in the moment on his camera, we're like, that's
fake.
Or
that
even
looks
our
fake.
cell phone
Well,
photos.
to be fair, AI is AI is
Impressive. Very impressive.
impressive is a word for it. Yeah.
We had to have a conversation with my wife because she struggles with it. I'm like, honey, that fucking cat can't walk on its hind legs and play the violin. It's funny, but that's not. She'll be, oh my God, I can't believe this cat is so talented.
Yeah.
Some things are not. Some things are not so funny.
There was one going around the other day. This like a guy with a T-shirt cannon was launching it. Do you see that one?
Love that
grandma
one.
sitting on the
It just
front.
blasts
Yeah,
it.
a bunch of people sent it to me. Like, oh my God, can you believe? I'm like, that's not real. It's fine. You know what?
Me and Phil have been hooked on the chiropractor ones.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen those?
Oh yeah.
Chunking them through the walls.
That's beautiful.
I got on, and then it just populated my whole feed, and I could watch that for hours. Those are the best.
Josh, you seem to have an opinion about AI. I want to hear it.
Well, there's
He's too old to
going
understand
on.
it.
No, I understand. There's a lot of things that are funny, but it can also be used for bad as well. And
Absolutely.
There's somebody
Definitely can be used for bad.
that's listening right now that his day is coming for what he's using AI for. You're going to get a little bit of it because you facilitated it. That's breaking a treaty, honestly. That is.
I didn't know what direction he was going with it. He asked for a picture of you, and I facilitated the picture of you. And
Yeah.
This sounds fun.
Yeah,
it was
it's
off-putting, dude. It was off.
something I can't unsee.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good.
I honestly didn't think you could do that with AI. I thought there was rules around
I thought
it.
there was too.
Every time I try, there are rules, and it lets you know you can't do it.
I guess there's different platforms to use. He's using it on the video side. Unlike ChatGPT won't use people's faces.
Okay.
So if you want to fuck with somebody and make something, they tweak the face, or they'll tell you that they can't.
Speaking of faces, what's coming for him will involve his face, and it won't be AI. That'll be in real life.
That's gonna be like
that's
good old fashioned.
Oh yeah, he's gonna tote one.
Good old-fashioned
tote one
country ass
back to
whooping.
the house. Yeah, it's fine. He's wiry too. But
Was it the color of the scooter that threw you off?
the scooter one wasn't even the one that was
The
the
scooter
worst.
one wasn't nearly as off-putting.
I would have been
One.
fine with that one.
I don't think we sent the other one because it.
Nobody needs to see that one
No.
ever.
Let's move on.
The one of you two?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that one.
Let's move
That's
on.
fucking. Well, we talked about the car. We need to get back to the. It was just a little hint at what's coming. I want him to look over his shoulder for the rest of his life because it's coming. We need to talk about who you guys are and the story. That's what I want. That's really what I wanted to get into. I want to know how you ended up where you're at. You kind of were you didn't exist and now you exist. So there's a lot to get in. Also want to get into, you're how old? 23, 24? 20.
I'm 32.
Same difference.
It still has to, we got to get into the miracle of
Yeah,
how you were born
we
to
know how he was
65-year-old.
Mom and Dad loved each other. Mom and Dad decided.
I know that.
I'd like to meet his dad.
We
met the grandpa. We just haven't met his
Oh,
dad.
yeah, you're right.
So it's
Gramps.
a weird link in between there.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one to unpack. We've never had. We did the Tucci boys.
Yeah, but not near the
their
age difference.
Father and son.
And they'd look like brothers.
Yeah, I always felt, but when I was a kid, one of my friends had a dad that was old as shit. And I just always felt so bad. Like the guy, he was like old, like grandpa old. And I was like, dude, you guys, he doesn't play catch with you or anything. Like he's just.
What did you do for 3 or 4 hours every night when they went to bed at 8? Like you just spin for yourself.
They were already in REM sleep by 8.
Was it hard eating dinner at 4 o'clock growing up?
Oh, this is going to be fun.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we'll get there. But,
What's your favorite episode of Matlock?
So
Ryan, on your end, I mean, how did this all start? How old are you?
46.
46.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're kind of right in the same wheelhouse here. But what?
Yeah,
where did it all start?
So short of the long, goes back to my grandfather actually on my dad's side. So my grandfather was a professional stuntman and motorcycle racer and circle track race car driver. He was with a traveling stunt troupe called Jimmy Lynch and the Death Dodgers. So this is
such a cool name.
Yeah, they're pretty righteous. So back in the 30s and 40s, they would do state fairs, county fairs, that sort of thing. They traveled all around the Midwest, Nebraska, Iowa. They're based out of Iowa, but Nebraska, Iowa, Illinois. They'd be all around. They'd go out South Dakota and North Dakota, but they would do a thrill show, right? So they would all come in and they would jump over cars and they would circle track race and flat track race. They actually did a motorcycle demolition derby, which is super wild. But then, they were doing Evel Knievel stuff 20 years, 30 years before Evel Knievel was a thing, right? I see you're pulling up some stuff, but yeah, that's who he was with. And I'm real fortunate to have some pretty cool pictures that survived of my grandpa. And he was doing that as a late teen, so like 17, 18, 19 years old. And fast forward a little bit, he went off World War II and came back and was done with the thrill show stuff. Grandma told him to basically park the bike, and he started up a hot rod shop, and he was building hot rods and race cars and go-karts. And back then you did whatever you had to support your family. So he's welding and doing collision stuff, and he would buy wrecked cars and fix them up and put them out front and sell them. But at the heart of it, he was a hot rodder and built trikes and choppers and all sorts of pretty rad stuff. My father grew up in his shop, and kind of similar story. Dad was around all of that. Didn't do the stuntman thing, but he was, bikes and hot rods were in his blood. We were talking about the Corvette that he had. He's a young man, and my ma too. They that was in their blood. They had a Porsche Speedster. They had a 23 window Volkswagen bus that she still. When she listens and watches this podcast, she's going to turn around, she's going to slap him on the shoulder and say, yep, that's the one you shouldn't have sold. Because I think it went something along the lines of, I'm not going to sell it. And then she came home one day and it's gone. And
those are cool.
Yeah. But anyway, so, that was his story in building hot rods and bikes. I grew up in his garage, and, I went to college, I went to engineering school, to try to keep that on the side, and it just pulled me back in, right? It's so ingrained in my DNA and in my blood that as much as I wanted to try to keep that on the side, it consumed me completely. Nights, weekends, every moment that I wasn't otherwise occupied, it was building cars, building hot rods, painting, airbrushing, pinstriping, all the different things that are associated.
What part of
with
the country? Wisconsin?
In Wisconsin, yep. I went to the same high school as Mike and Jim, 70 some plus years apart.
Of course, obviously.
But
little red schoolhouse.
I think they had like seven students, and then by the time
Three-sided building.
Right.
You went to school in color. They went to school in black and white.
It wasn't black and white.
Right. But yeah. So at one point then, right around early 2001, I started my own shop. And I had that for quite a number of years till, we stayed in touch with, Mike and Jim, and we, again, close proximity. I was next town up, and, we'd stop in and talk to one another and shoot the breeze and kind of kick around the idea always of teaming up on one of these things. And it came around here, some years ago. Mike called me up and Jim called me and, said, hey, let's build some cars together. And here we are. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
grandpa around when you were a kid, like growing up?
Yeah, yep. So yeah, unfortunately, he never got to see like my shop, or of course what I'm doing now. But yeah, I was real fortunate to have Grandpa around when I was a little boy, and I've got some pretty cool moments I remember with him. And he built my first go-kart, brought that up, and I remember that one. He brought it up, and they hadn't put a governor on it or nothing. I think I was 3 years old. Got in, they showed me the gas pedal. I stood on it, and I ended up straight up and down in my ma's flower bed, and I just stayed on the throttle, and it was just digging a hole. And they finally went over and tipped it down straight and decided they needed to regulate the throttle a little bit. And same thing with my first dirt bike. It was at the same year. I was 3 years old. Little Honda 50 Mini Trail. If you remember those. Yeah. They never told me about shifting. So I knew first gear, just wide open.
Yeah.
And so like all of like 5 miles an hour or whatever. But that was a lesson learned there, because I wasn't tall enough to have my feet touch the ground. So if I crashed, I had to walk the thing back to these steps that Dad had made, and then climb up the steps, kickstart it, and then ride around. If I fell off again, however far away I was, I had to walk. So you got pretty good at not falling over.
That's funny. I was just telling my son this story. My son's like super into like nostalgic stuff. He's big into like dirt bikes, so he's asking me, I want to know, like, what's your first dirt bike? What was your second? What was your third? I was telling him about this first dirt bike we had, and it was this little thing. Remember that thing with the chainsaw motor? It came out of like, was it Sharper Image or something?
No, I think it was Abercrombie and Fitch before it was like an actual clothing store. It used to be like a
apothecary,
yeah, it was this
almost like an
little,
LL Bean kind
general
of
store.
It looked like a real dirt bike. Like it had like forks and shit, but it had a chains. It was tiny because we were tiny when we were riding it. And I'll never forget, it was my dad and my grandpa. We were all in the front yard, and they put my cousin on it, who just couldn't do anything like mechanical wise. And he fucking whiskey throttles this. So I'm telling my son this, and somehow he gets himself into a wheelie and lands on his stomach and maintains the fender kind of peels back, so it was like a wheelie bar, and just keeps it pinned. Our fucking driveway was like a quarter mile long, and this thing all the way down the fucking driveway across, and it was like an old ass driveway. The street was all old, I mean,
hamburger meat.
That's amazing.
But yeah, it was cool. Like
I remember
that with my son.
I remember being probably about 9 or 10, and somehow my dad, through whatever, came about a yard cart, right? A little go-kart, right? With 5-horse Briggs, just standard flat, frame, and it had the slick small tires. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Phil's had that.
Same thing.
The Pennzoil cart.
Yeah.
a ripper.
Fun, and then you it was a little bit enough to fuck around with, throttle stop and carb, and you get that thing kind of running. I remember in my dad's church parking lot, pretty big, wide open spot, and it's all asphalt. In the back area, it's just nobody parks there, so it's kind of just dusty, gravelly. It's still asphalt, but it's slick. So you could go through there, and you could do some donuts, and then you could get, as you figured out, like high speed, you could get some drifts and carry that thing, right? So as you get accustomed to it, right, you're like, this thing is awesome. And it's so wide, you're so low, it will never flip until it flips.
Catch an edge.
Until you're upside down wondering how you got there.
It caught an edge, and it was like one of those...
Like a sprint car accident.
It was like a sprint car, like one of the 24-hour Le Mans races where you just see just a Porsche just fucking... And, I mean, I come out of that thing, it flipped 230 times. It had to have. And then I end up against like a brick, like retaining wall thing. I remember, like, at that point in time, it was the worst. I thought I was dead. I remember, like, it's just like your knees and elbows is the only thing that's messed up, and you were.
Well, tell me, you hid it from your parents, right? You didn't.
Oh, I didn't go.
The way you hid injuries back then.
Yes.
I did. Just be prepared because these podcasts.
Are you bleeding?
Off.
No. I don't know where this came from.
Dude, I did
limping
the same exact thing with. Remember the Dingo?
The black one with the big tire? Yeah.
Well, it had this stupid ass like roll cage that came up the back, but it had these big ass ATV tires on the back, little tires on the front. So, I don't know if it's you and me, we took the cage off it eventually to we hot rodded it.
It was faster. You're reducing
Make it look cooler. So, I did the same shit. And it was like the first time I ever wore a helmet riding this thing. Fortunately, in the intersection on Juneberry and Orange Brace, cutting it up. It was, again, like gravelly pavement.
Yeah.
Fucking just drifting this thing out, and it hit. Same thing, dude. It had to have looked like one of those sprint car and they walked away videos. But on that, the tire comes, hits me in the head, grinds my head and helmet into the ground, and you're just destroyed.
Yeah.
Like, I thought I was dead too. And
no blood at first because it's all white meat,
and then it
starts bleeding.
And there is no way you're telling. Dad wasn't home, but there's
No.
I'm limping. We had to go to dinner that night. I'm fucking up. My legs were broken, and I'm like, "What's wrong? Nothing. I'm fine. I'm good."
Yeah. But we all grew up different. Like at that point, if you went in and said, "I wrecked, I'm hurt, I'm bleeding, I did this," it wasn't
worse.
It wasn't a, "Oh my God, are you okay? Oh my God, little baby, come here. Let me pamper you." It was, "What were you doing? What else was broken? What did you screw up? What are we gonna have to pay money on?" Like any of that kind of stuff. You ruined pants, you ruined jeans, you did this, all that kind of, and it was nuts.
I got to tell you, my mother's a saint. So for me,
She looks like she had it tough.
Yeah, I couldn't tell Dad, right? Like, you know, that I dumped this or wrecked that or broke that. But the amount of times, I remember one specifically. So lived out in the country, right in the middle of nowhere, and I didn't have four-wheelers when I got a little bit older because there's a guy up the road that you could buy a $50 car. And Dad saw a lot more worth in, he can fix it. It's got a small block, you know, whatever.
yeah.
It is. Like
It's a big go-kart.
Big go-kart. Take the glass out, put chicken wire in there so the kid doesn't get hurt. We got hundreds of acres behind the house that I can go screw around in, right?
That's awesome.
So
Perfect.
I was like, I think 11 maybe or so. It was a 1980 Mustang, had a four-cylinder, those little pieces of shit. But anyway, we got that. I remember we brought it home with a vice grip for a steering wheel. We got a steering wheel on it, and then off I went. Well, I took reverse out in like a half an hour. So no more reverse. All right, fine. Well, then I'm sliding it around on the road that we live on, running into the ditch and bringing it sideways and getting, you know, because I couldn't really break the tires loose, but I could in the ditch. Yeah. So I do that and I lose it, and I'm pointed down in the ditch and I hit a telephone pole. Not going very fast, but I hit the pole. Pointed downhill. I got no reverse. So I sneak through the woods into the house, tell Ma, and she makes like she has to go get groceries with the minivan, goes a long way around, comes back around, pulls me out of the ditch, and then off like nothing happened. I'm sure she told the old man when she got back later, but as far as, you know, 11-year-old me was concerned, like I got away with this one, you know. But yeah, it's funny how we grow up and, you know, the stuff you pull, and then you get to having your own kids and you know, you seem to forget all of those moments, and it's back to like, hey, what the hell were you doing? And
Yeah.
you know,
It's funny how you get, like, especially in car wise and that young. Mine, maybe this is probably, we're going to get to the root of my psychological damage from long wheelbase trucks. But 13 years old, my granddad, my mom's dad, they lived in Alabama. We lived in Georgia at that time. So the summers, I would go over there. Like, they would just be like, "You want to go with your grandparents for the summer?" So 3 months, I'm just with them. And I would work construction and stuff with him. He was a fireman, and also, you know, fireman always has to have, you know, 17 jobs. You can't just be a fireman, right? So he built houses and stuff too. So we'd do that. 13 years old. I remember the summer. I come over, I was 13. And he's like, "You need to learn how to drive." I was like, absolutely I do. I think that's a great idea. And 76 Ford F100 long wheelbase with a 360 in it, for 360 Ford. Yeah, not 390, 360.
Yeah.
It's a real thing. Brown, two-tone, brown on brown. And he's like, "We'll go drive," you know? And they were out in the country, just nothing but dirt roads and stuff like that. And he's like, "I mean, you know how to do it. Crank it, put it in gear, go drive. Just don't wreck anything." So, you know, go, and the first time you're just, you know, absolutely just driving, normal, right? Well, as, you know, the weeks go on, you're getting accustomed, like, this driving thing's not that big of a deal.
You waited that long?
This is, I mean, you start doing stupid things, but then you start getting like, oh, well.
invincible.
I mean, I've read so many magazines. I've watched so many videos. Like, how hard is it? But on those dirt roads, that's when you start, like you were talking about the ditch, you know? Mm-hmm. This thing doesn't have a lot of power. It's not like you go power break it and, you know, but you can give it a little yank,
right?
And, you know, and then you start getting, like, oh, wow. And then you do a little bit more, and you do a little bit more. And then that first time, I never hit anything, but I remember that first time, it was just like a slow, oh, whoa, whoa. And then, you know, it's also a big steering wheel, and it's, you know, a busted rag joint. So it's, you know, you got like 300 degrees of play before it turns and stuff.
And a bench seat that really holds you in.
bench, so it's just like slow in the dirt, like right through a dirt intersection and stuff. And it's like, all right, for this summer, I think that's good. I think we've done enough of that playing around. I was terrified for my granddad too. This is his truck. I don't want to but it's funny how you start getting no big deal, no big deal, no big
Start
deal.
building up the courage.
Yeah, and then a little thing happens. You're like, I'm going to be good. I'm just going to drive this thing back to.
Or you didn't put the wheel. It was the wheel was like this.
So you before we get to Hunter, you Glaze Pass. I've seen so many, and I've heard a few stories. Where'd the bouncer, security, like that come into play?
I mean, through college, right? Like, so I went to college down in Chicago, and I just worked clubs and made my way through college. It's a good gig for a young man from Spring Green to move to the city and find yourself. You make a lot of friends that way.
Oh yeah, I've had a couple of buddies that did that for quite some time.
Yeah,
the stories and y'all are often forgotten about the VIP access that you guys really have for the job that you're doing.
Right. Yeah.
Some cool stories.
Yeah. You meet some really interesting people, lifelong friends, and then, people that you have access to that, you become close with. And yeah, some of those VIP situations that you're become a part of or privy to is there's some stories for sure, but that carried through my life, and it just was always something that I enjoyed. And again, from just those relationships that have been maintained for all those years, it's another thing that's kind of in your blood. And throughout the years, people call you up and like, hey, I've got a gig, we need somebody to go on the road with us, whatever. And that parlays into, I've got one of my best friends owns a venue, and hey, would you run my security detail for the venue and take care of that? And then that you see my stuff, right, where we have different festivals and and it's just that's a fun side note to to my day to day, and it kind of tracks, right? Like I know we know each other, and it kind of tracks, and it's part of that. Just being out and meeting people and spending time with people, it's really what I thrive on, right? Is making connections and meeting new people and those stories. Not for nothing, that's one of Hunter's favorite things that I say. Not for nothing. He used to keep
a few times.
He used to keep a tally if I'd used it more than once inside of like a paragraph.
First time I called him out on it, he had to probably pause for a good 2 minutes to think of something new to say.
Yeah, like, what do I use for filler?
It's a hang up
if I don't say not for nothing. But yeah, no, it's fun, and it really, it's like you probably heard me say it at SEMA a bunch of times. It's like a big family reunion for us. So many people that we don't get to see except online throughout the year. You're back together at SEMA, if it's at your party or if it's just at the show. So many people, and it's really like a family, right? It's hugs and smiles, and how you been, and you feel like what they've been up to, but to have that connection in person is really special. And it's the same with what I do in the music industry, right? Like these people that you've known for decades, become really close, and especially with touring musicians, right? Like for them, especially, I think having a grounded friend, when you come into a city that you hook up with is really special, especially for these guys that I've got friends that have been on the road 20, 30 years, and for them to be able to roll into the Madison area and have a solid friend. We can go to dinner and just catch up. I think that's special, and it's just it's an interesting lifestyle to be a part of.
Sure.
And to observe.
You got to have some good stories from that.
Certainly.
Lifestyle.
Yeah.
How much more exciting is the hot rod world than the music industry?
Honestly,
it's not even a comparison.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, there's certainly some interesting moments, and honestly, just some amazing people in both, right? In I think in any industry, in any world, any environment, no matter what it is, if you really take the time to get to know the people that are passionate about whatever that may be. I don't care if it's music or cars, or if you go to something completely separate from that whatsoever, glassware, right? If you really deep dive into somebody that is all about glass making and the art of glass and the history behind it, like there's stories to be had everywhere. And I think you guys get that a lot, right? With what you do with the podcast.
Yeah,
you deep dive on
right. Anybody that's passionate about what they do is always
it's exciting, and they're exciting to talk to. No matter what your passion is, if you're excited about it, like I'm just that type of person that I get excited hearing about it. And
passion and drive creates movement, and movement creates stories and events and things that are memorable. If you're not moving and you're not passionate and you're just going through the motions, it's easy. You just bounce through, and you don't make any stories and don't make anything memorable, and you're just living,
right?
Versus driving. And
on
the security thing, I think I'm just listening. It's going to be a little less fun for you, but way better for us. Can you do the security for our party at SEMA next year?
Sure, of course. Yeah. I'll bring a little earpiece and everything.
That's pretty easy. Everybody's surprisingly for a group of and I'm included in this. So
I'm not worried about in the party,
but for a bunch of degenerates, including myself,
miscreants.
Right? Like everybody's very well behaved, right?
No, I'm worried about the things that you have no idea that go on. I'm worried about the door. I'm worried about the entry. I'm not worried about any problems going on in the party.
Right. Got it.
It's on the entry side. Between
you had a few of those.
Dre's really screwing up their security staff. There's a couple problems on entry.
Okay.
Then we got that part handled, and then there's the late arrival groups that are just absolutely have no ticket. I'm shit faced, but I mean, there's a party going on. Like I deserve to be in there, right?
Right.
I just need that just needs to be handled.
Consider it handled.
Okay.
I'm floored nobody ended up in the pools.
Yeah,
that was my first thought. I'm like, that's going to be filled with people.
For sure.
Yeah,
I think as a whole,
food
we're all growing up.
30 minutes longer. It was the pool was happening.
We're getting there.
Yeah,
it was trending that way.
Yeah. All right, good. I mean, you've said it on air, so it's happening.
Yeah. Well, dude, on that, like musicians, give me somebody who's a badass musician.
Taylor Swift.
Swift. What's somebody cool that you've worked with, or a cool story? Give me something. I love concerts, music. Like I always talk about this. Not that I have the musical talent, but it's the one thing that entices me. That if I didn't do this, I would love to be like a broke traveling musician living on the road. It appeals to me.
I've got a ton of those, but one, I guess that's it's safe for safe for the podcast, right? And it's just a cool story. And a relevant band to now, because I mean I work with rock, country, with female rock art. We've had Joan Jett, we've had George Thorogood, Trace Atkins. I've got Clint Black coming up here in a couple weeks. Just had Jody Messina, Brett Michael, Sebastian Bach, Whitey Morgan in the 78s.
Whitey's great.
Yeah.
Whitey's awesome. Whitey's concert and the security needed for that is completely different than current Clint Black flans.
Absolutely.
Whitey's also like 7 feet tall, and nobody's gonna fuck with him either.
I'll tell you one that was a problem. So we've had Jesse James a number of times with Jackal. The first time we had him at the venue, our bar manager severely underestimated the drinking abilities of Jackal fans. During the opener, we ran out of beer, and every one of the 2,100 people in the venue switched to brown liquor during the opener.
Okay.
That became a problem.
Yeah, I can imagine.
We should have just taken the doors off, because the number of times that I had to open the front door with somebody's head was significant. There was a lot of people that weren't accustomed to drinking that much whiskey. That was a problem. But no, Whiskey Myers, if you know Whiskey Myers. So
yeah,
this was a pretty cool story. So everybody remembers COVID, right? There was no music. Venues were shut down. Like, it was a problem. Where we are in Wisconsin is a high tourism area, and we've got this great venue, and nobody's touring. We haven't been open, and my friend reached out to Whiskey, and we're just talking about what we're gonna do and how we're gonna do it, and they were like, this was the tail end of COVID. Nobody had a live show yet, and they're like, we want to do it, and we kind of talked to the city, and they're like, let's do it. So we had the first live concert in the state of Wisconsin post-COVID, and that was Whiskey Myers, which we could have never gotten at any other time, because they're just that big, right? They're much bigger than our venue, but nobody's playing, no venues are open, and they made a concession to, like, you guys are willing to, like, we want to play some music, and you guys are willing to open your doors. That's and cool. we did it. We made it out. We made an outdoor concert, so it's like the backside of the venue, so we were able to use all of our equipment and stuff. But and it was great. We had a pile of people there, and the electricity in the air for the after 2 years of no live music.
I bet.
And then if you know Whiskey Myers, right? Like I mean, they just they came out like they were playing for their lives.
Where did we see him? Indianapolis.
Yeah,
we saw him in
right. That was like that might have been their
could've been the
next
last
show.
show.
Yeah.
Either
Okay.
was it before or I thought that was after COVID. That was like because everything was like shut down. I thought that was like the tail end of COVID.
It was the tail end of
because
COVID.
it was weird going.
Yeah.
We saw him at Indianapolis somewhere like
Outdoors.
an outdoor venue with Jamie Johnson.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, Whiskey Myers.
The
badass.
Average semi.
Jeff Hogg, the drummer for Whiskey Myers. He's a car guy.
Yeah.
He's had
So
some
many
trucks built and stuff like that.
So many car guys
In music.
In music.
I don't know why he didn't reach out and get a chassis. We've actually spoke a couple of times, so I won't hold that completely against him. But yeah, he's a drummer for Whiskey Myers and is like into hot rods and muscle cars and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do put on a
Yeah, they
fucking
put on a
show.
good show. Or I saw him again. Where the hell else did I've seen him twice.
It's probably at the bourbon thing.
Yeah, Bourbon and Beyond. I think they played out there. Yeah, great fucking.
What were you going to say, Hunter? I'm sorry, I rudely
Part
interrupted
of
you.
Ryan's story was just here the beverage semi that you had to pull in.
I'm sorry.
I thought you had like the sold out of beer, so you did.
Oh yeah, we had to because we keep these people filled up. So yeah, we ended up having to call like other venues, right? In like, hey, can we buy your cooler? Like we're just out of stuff. It's wild, and that kind of stuff happens all the time. People don't realize it, right? They're just at the bar. Oh, you're out of that.
Yeah, you're just having a good
But
time.
there's
I know you and your team are confident in your abilities, right? You're confident in your working together. Was that a time to where you're like, hey, it's a law of averages. I mean, there's probably going to be one fucking bad apple in every 30 that we're going to have to handle. But then when the entire crowd, you're like, once they start figuring out there's power in numbers, like there's only like 12 of us.
Yeah, no, it's at the end of the day, I mean, people are there to have a good time, right?
Yeah.
But certainly it got spicy.
So how do you I'm trying to think. How do you train for that? Is that like you put like sweatpants on? Is it jazz dance? You work on ripping people's throats out? You practice that? Like how do
Just
you
watch that movie over and over. That's all.
Honestly,
What's the
99% of it is in communication, right? You can de-escalate anything because here's the deal with any of those situations. 99.999% of the time, the problem doesn't exist with security. It's some issue that's happening amongst
Somebody
two
else.
people that are there, right? And you can come into it and inflame that problem, or you can separate and try to talk it down. And there's people that just don't want to have any of it, and they're just angry at the world, and whoever happens to be in front of them, and that's a different situation. But really, having people skills. I don't care what industry you're in or what your job is. You can get a long way with being able to talk to people and being able to know how to, in the moment, how to adjust your speech to whoever it is you happen to be talking to, right? Because there's times where a calm tone is going to be the path, and there's other times where you have to be the bark louder, but generally it just comes down to knowing how to talk to people.
We had out there again another SEMA story. This year at SEMA, we had one of the nights. I don't know, Tuesday, Wednesday night, maybe Wednesday night. Anyway, the night started rolling on, and like as a snowball rolls downhill, you start picking up people in the group. Right? Group starts getting bigger, and then you start not having a place to drink at the group size that you have. Right, so we're at the Cosmo. Started getting a little bit uncomfortable at the bar there and stuff like that. So Jared's like, we need to see if we can get a table at the barbershop, right? So barbershop's a little speakeasy in the back of the barbershop there. Got a live band and stuff. So go there. They're about 30 minutes from opening. Make a reservation. Sweet talk the guy. Made a little deal. So we get a group in. Well, now that group has even gotten larger, right? He was very nice, and he's like, this is your cap, right? So we got to that cap, and more people are coming in with the group. Anyway, great night. The guy, we have everything handled. He's the main security guy. This dude, no lie, I asked him how tall he was. So he was 6'7", right? And he went like 380, 390. Awesome dude. Super fucking cool. Took care of everything, right? And he's manning our kind of like our group and stuff. And like 20 minutes into it or whatever, he grabs me. He's like, hey, man, if you need anything, just let me know. He said, I just want to let you know, if you got any trouble, let me know. And I said, is there trouble that breaks out in your vicinity? Because I'm pretty sure just the sight of you. He's like, oh, you'd be surprised. So then you can't smoke in there. So I smoke. I had to pop out and smoke. So he was always manning the door, and we'd shoot the shit when I was smoking and stuff. So got to talk to him a little bit. And I was like, you seriously, like, there's nobody that wants to fuck with you. He's like, you'd be amazed at what people do when they get drunk enough. And he said, luckily, I've got the size. Skills. And he said, sometimes it gets a little fun. You can just kind of toss them like a rag doll. And sometimes you just got to do that. And I'm looking at the dude and like, this is your calling.
Yeah. No, it's funny. So I've got a guy on my team, and his name's Ryan also. He's Big Ryan.
Okay.
I'm regular Ryan. Right. And it's funny because I'll talk about Big Ryan, and people a lot of times will be like, in what world is that
it's gonna be a big fucking dude.
Right. So Big Ryan is seven.
You're way small. I've given you a lot of shit.
Right.
You're way smaller now than you used to be.
Yeah. I mean,
but you're looking good.
Healthy
you're getting
living.
lean.
Thank you.
Healthy living.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, Big Ryan goes 7'1" in combat boots. And yeah, he's a
Seven changes things.
Right.
When you put the 7 in the front,
right.
7 changes things.
No, it's funny because
normal Ryan stature.
Yeah.
So big dude.
Yeah, he's enormous. And it's funny because people is like, oh, yeah, I that tracks. I see why you call him Big Ryan. Like I remember one time he was at my house, and like 8-foot ceilings right in the living room, and ceiling fan, and the fan is off, but the blades, like he's standing there and the blades are on either side of his head. It's 8-foot ceiling, the ceiling fan drops down, and it's that's just normal. Just
it's a different way of life, though. You got to admit that's got to be a different way of life.
Oh, certainly. I one of my favorite pictures of Big Rye. So we're at my buddy, actually the one that owns the venue. We're at his house. We're doing a cookout and stuff, and all the seats and tables were all taken, and he's kind of standing with a plate, and we're just kind of watching him for a moment. He sets his plate on top of the normal sized refrigerator, and then just sat there and. Now, granted, it wasn't down. I mean, it was up here, but it was still. I took a picture of it. It's like here, and he's just using the top of a normal refrigerator for a place to put his plate to eat.
I would just love to see a montage of the videos of like it's getting out of hand. 2 dudes are about to go at it, or they're going at it. A hand on the shoulder. And before the dude turns around, he's like, I'm ready to go. I don't care if it's a security. And then,
yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
okay. Whatever you say, sir. Whatever you say.
I see a montage of cousin Mikey leaving that night.
Yeah,
he got.
I feel like I've never been in that situation. I've always been just like, even in my worst nights, I'm still like with it and respectful.
Oh,
cousin Mikey, that motherfucker just goes off the deep end, dude. So that guy was this close to yanking him out of it.
I think he did get yanked.
Cousin Mikey just quickly disappeared.
He doesn't have but one. You've met cousin Mikey before, right?
Yeah.
He was gone, and he has no recollection of how he got gone. But his behavior definitely would require or prompt a guy like that to extract him from.
He got extracted. I mean, it's obvious. He was there and then he wasn't. You're telling me, as long as all of us have known cousin Mikey, when has he ever made a responsible choice and removed himself from a situation when he's been overserved? The only reason he was there and not there is because he got bounced. Yeah, he got bounced. It is what it is. Hunter.
Yes.
So much to unpack. Obviously, your story is you were born into this, right? Hunter Ring, right? When, and we're going to go through all different types of stuff. When was the first time that you have a memory of understanding, like, what your family business was or what you did? What age or what was going on?
I mean, it's kind of interesting because obviously I grew up around the shop and all that, but it wasn't until pretty late did I register it, because growing up around what they did just totally changed how I saw classic cars. So it took me a very long time to actually appreciate the crudeness that came with like the older classics, just because of how refined they built stuff. So I just saw that as the norm.
They always started this way, but they always ended this
exactly.
way. Like, it's just what you start with. Right, exactly.
So,
but at your age, you said you're 32.
Correct.
So, I mean, you had the opportunity to still be a young boy prior to your dad and your uncle really sort of making a name for themselves, right? Like they were
correct. Like I remember
they were cutting their teeth
Yes.
like in the early 2000s, mid 2000s.
Yep, and I remember being in like my mom's office in her house and coming up with the name RingBrothers and going through logo designs and all that. So I very much remember that. And like I don't know if you guys remember some of the older cars like Lucy, which was a red convertible, or a black one called Kona. Like we actually named Kona after our dog Kona, and getting ride-alongs with my dad in that car, and kind of having that level of engagement with the company.
How old were you at that point?
Probably 8 or so.
That was Kona was when I met your old man.
Yep.
When at Good Guys Columbus, I think.
Mm-hmm. But as far as like actually getting involved, it was within the last 3 years. Whenever somebody asked, it's unofficially 32 years and officially about 3 years.
So through that time, high school and all that, what was in your mind, career path? What's your plan? You see what they're doing, it's cool.
I always loved the company, but they kind of pushed all three of us kids away from it to some degree. They wanted us to create our own path in our own life and not get kind of felt like we had to follow the family business. So I grew up and went to college for construction, kind of following more of my grandpa's path because he owned a construction company out in California. So did a little workshop with them, thought that was really cool, seeing all different projects, different buildings, all that. So went that route, graduated college for that, moved actually out to Arizona for a handful of years, working for a big mechanical company doing Intel data centers, hospitals, Facebook, superconductor plants, and all that. So I gained kind of a management skill set through that company and through that college experience. And actually the only reason I really got part of the family business was through a random customer at SEMA. So in my like just random off time of work in college, I always helped at SEMA. So just as like an extra hand talking to people, would come to SEMA and just kind of like speak about the car, speak about what we had, kind of like get a little impromptu from the guys as far as like what have and trying to regurgitate as best as I could to
run security before they had Ryan, obviously.
Right.
You gotta make sure it doesn't break out.
There was a point where I was kind of just starting to hit a wall on the construction side, and coincidentally, one of the people that I talked to that previous year at SEMA had reached out to my mom about future projects and other things that they wanted to work through with RingBrothers. And they actually mentioned how much they appreciated talking to me during that time. And right around when that was happening, our current sales manager and operations manager was indicating that they were looking to move on in the short future. So they had a conversation internally with Jim and Peggy about potentially bringing me on board and trying to train me into that position. So kind of how I fell into it.
That's cool, man.
You've hit the ground running, that's for sure.
I'm more interested. I mean, that's all fucking awesome, but I'm more interested.
Sounds like it. Sounds like you're intrigued by it.
I am, but I'm more interested in the just because when you have kids, you think about this stuff. Like I remember growing up and like, you know, sort of like the pedestal you put your father on, and like you see what he does, and you grew up around like his cars and his projects. I mean, what was that like at a 8 to 12-year-old? Your dad's building some of the coolest shit out there now at this point, right? They've established themselves. I mean, how does a kid like you, how are you looking at your dad and your uncle? Like, is this like, dude, like you're semi-small town, or your friends like, oh man, Hunter's dad, like he builds the coolest fucking cars? Or are you into it?
So
are you playing
old.
video games? Well, he wasn't that old then, but at that point, are you playing video games? Did you not fucking care? Is that like, did you hear dad coming down the driveway in this nasty Mustang? Like, walk me
There's
through
no right or wrong answer.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
just-
like
just
that.
curious.
The answer to that evolved as time went on. So like, yeah, in high school, I loved it. I always thought it was fun being around like the cool cars and getting to take the Winnebago to high school and pick up a bunch of friends and drive that to different events.
I picked up a bunch of friends.
Yeah. So like it definitely always evolved, but I don't know if I really truly grasped the magnitude of what they've built for themselves until I got out of high school and into college and actually experienced people outside of our little Spring Green area. So like going to Arizona and seeing a shelf stocker from Home Depot recognize a RingBrothers logo, and we now have a 10-minute conversation about my dad's company, or going to college and having our dean of students recognize our logo and be thrilled that he's now got a RingBrothers son at his university. Like, as those experiences continued, I think it just dawned on me how much cooler they've built. But to your degree, of course, you always put your dad on a pedestal, and I always loved what he did, and I thought it was so fun. I did always love going to the shop and like being around the cars and seeing it. And Dragon was the first one that I ever got to like drive, even though I was just moving it around. Like, those little bit obviously stick with you, and
Sure.
it's probably what brought me back at the end.
You were taking anything to school, pull up, and
The Winnebago is probably the only one.
So
that was probably the most dangerous, though.
That thing was so fun.
That's cool.
the having the dean know, you know, and having a random stock person or whatever, those are like moments, like you said, those are starting to be triggers where you're
Correct.
like,
Correct.
we're part of something bigger than I gave it credit for. Both of your memory, the first time that you said, "Oh wow, this is bigger," I think is the famous, actually probably the same place we were just at a couple weeks ago, right?
It's still there, dude.
Is that still the same? Is that the first time where you're like,
That was the first time we were ever recognized.
right?
Yeah.
And that was at
It was in Vegas.
at a gentleman's club in Vegas. But that, I mean, it's not. It's a great story.
It is a great story. That was pretty cool.
But it's everybody's got those memories where it's like, it's a snapshot of like, oh, hold on, pause for a second. This is bigger than I've given it credit for.
Yeah.
Now you don't get a big head. You don't like stop working or whatever, but it is just it's like a pause in time for your mind to try and recalibrate the interest or the where you've been placing yourself.
Right.
It probably needs to recalibrate a little bit.
Your
That was
T-shirt. The recognition at that show.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! I forgot about that. That was a good one. That was a really good one. Yeah, we went to a Culture Wall concert downtown. It was at the you've probably done this event. Where's the
Chicago Auditorium.
Okay. Yeah.
fuck? That place is cool.
Yeah.
Cool as shit. We're sitting there. We came straight from work to get to there in time. And we're the three of us and Kyle sitting there, and I came straight from work, had an oil and whiskey shirt on. Right, we're just sitting there drinking, and you can hear mumbling in the back. Right, and this guy finally taps on the shoulder. He's like, "Hey, are you the guys from that podcast?" And his other buddy's like, "Dude, they're fucking tell him that he's fucking stupid." I'm like, "Oh, actually, yeah, it is." He's like, "Hey, these you guys." So that was really, really fucking cool, right? Talked to him. It was fucking amazing. Local, and he's a welder, worked for Caterpillar and does stuff, and he listens to the podcast all the time. My proud moment that I was going to go with was my daughter, right? In college, sorority. They do a sorority and fraternity. What they do they do a party Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, whatever. It's fucking party time. This was a couple of years ago, and Maddox, you know Maddox real well, right? You don't know Maddox. Maddox, she knows the inner workings of life better than most kids at that age.
Better than most people.
Right? And but she plays it cool, and she knows she's very much like me, right? And she's got a lot of skill.
Better looking.
Oh, well, of course, right? Better, completely. She got that from her mama, not from me. There was a time, and my wife told me about this. My daughter didn't tell me about this. They're having this party, and they're at one of the fraternity houses, and they get into stories about cars, right? Well, one of the girls brought up, like, well, you need to talk to Maddox. Her dad, they build cars, they do this, blah, blah. Well, then a couple of the other, like, frat boys, whatever, like, oh, yeah, okay, well, my dad's built this, and they start pulling up pictures on the TV of, like, my dad's got this car, and this guy, and the other guy's like, well, yeah, my dad's had this car built and this stuff. So it's cool. Maddox is, she's cool. She's like, at one point I'd kind of like, all right, it's like a bar story, right? Like, oh, you think that fish was big?
Right.
Wait about this. So then it was like a week after we'd done Rogan's podcast, right? So she just pulls up the podcast and it just starts playing as everybody's talking. They're like, what's this? She's like, oh, that's my dad. He's there with Joe Rogan. They're like, wait, no, what did you say about him and his cars? What? It was just like that. She's like, all right, I had enough. And I don't want to, she's not that type of person, but she, sometimes you're just like, all right, you're not listening to me. Like we're all talking about our dads and cars and you're not listening to me. So let me just show. That was a cool, like, you forget about those kind of things of like,
yeah, no, it's really cool. I had something similar to my daughter's. She went to Milwaukee, and she's actually next month be graduating with her master's. So I'm So shout out to her for being way smarter than her old man.
Good for her.
But anyway, no, a number of times like she'd have like a Ring Brothers shirt or like a jacket, hoodie, hat, whatever and stuff. And she bartended on Brady Street through college in Milwaukee. There, it's the big if you know Brady Street, Milwaukee. Anyway, and a number of different times, like she would like send me a text or whatever, and it would be somebody that like came in, noticed the hat, right? Same for like you were talking, Hunter, like notice the logo and be like, what do you know about Ring Brothers? Like, oh, my dad, and like Fab Guy Ryan's your dad, like it's because it's a marker, right?
There's very little we get to give them,
right?
And when they get that, it's great,
right? It really is. It's a really special feeling, and it's a proud dad moment, right? Where you're like, and I'm sure you hope, right, that she, like, I'm sure your daughter did, like, felt like, you know what, mic drop. This is my dad. Oh yeah, it's Joe Rogan, no big deal. And that's Joe Rogan's with my dad. How about that?
Yeah.
She didn't go into the years of trauma. She's like, well, I never saw him till I was like 13 years old because he was doing all that. But that's fine. It made up for all those years.
Right.
You got to take the wins and you can get
100%.
Yeah. I think one of my favorite stories is actually when I was still working in Arizona. We were just happenstance within our little office talking about Ring Brothers and like what we do and all that. And that was shortly before we were about to step into a kind of sales pitch meeting with Milwaukee Tool and trying to use a bunch of their tools for the project, and happened to be wearing like a Ring Brothers hoodie walking into that meeting, and one of the main people running the show asked how I knew Ring Brothers, and I obviously told him it was my dad, and he freaked out, kind of just lost his mind. And like prior to that, everybody thought I was joking whenever I said there was like people that recognized the logo and all that, and now they get to all see in person that there's like actually people that are following that group.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
I run into it with honestly with the Ring Brothers name, probably more so than most other names in the hot rod industry. Like I hear about it from people absent of the hot rod industry. Like a good buddy of mine, like he'll brought it up out of nowhere. Like, dude, like I know what you guys do this. Like you guys are doing like car stuff. You heard of the Ring Brothers? Like, these guys are fucking awesome.
You know
like,
those guys?
And I'm like, dude, like we do stuff kind of like that too. Like,
well, there are logos on the back of all like the Honda Civics and Acura Integra Type R's.
The type, right. I brought this up for a specific reason. I don't want people to listen that maybe came in at a different time. This isn't a brag session, right? This is not what this is about. I brought it up very specifically because of a moment that me and Phil had at Vegas, and he made me think about something, and I've thought about it. This is actually another bit of news. This is like 197 or 198. We're coming up on 200 podcasts, right? Oh, shit. So something special is coming for 200. But we've talked so much to so many different builders, and so much good, so many great stories, and we hear so much great feedback from people that have been in the industry for a long time, people that aren't in the industry that's just like, I just like to consume this and get to know these people. For so long, everybody's been purposely steering away from talking about themselves. Nobody wants to come across as having an ego, right? Nobody wants to come across as bragging. Nobody wants to come across as like, I got this. There's a way to do it the right way, and then most people do it the wrong way, right? Where you're like, I'm sick of hearing about the awards and sick of hearing about your accomplishments. But for quite some time, everybody's gone the opposite direction and downplay everything. Downplay every accomplishment, downplay everything. They never want to come across as being proud of what you've done for it being taken the wrong way. And I think that there's a proper level to do that, but I think everybody's done themselves a disservice because when you do that for so long, and you become so ingrained to make sure that nobody thinks that you're have an ego. Nobody thinks that you're resting on whatever current accomplishment. Every builder that comes on here is like, I'm not worried about that car. I'm worried about the next one. I'm not worried about that award. I'm worried about the next one. That's great. All those are great things to say. We were at the party. It was winding down. We're at the backside looking at all these people. We're looking at you guys. We're looking at all these great fucking builders. And a very emotional moment of like, man, this is fucking awesome. We're looking very specifically at the high wall there in between the thing, and you've got Troy Trepanier, you got Adam, you've got Alan Johnson, you've got Angie Johnson, Bobby Alloway, Cindy. They're all in a line having the time of their lives, dancing, having fun. These are all people that we have all looked up to and wanted to just even have a conversation with. Never would we think that they'd be partying and having that much fucking fun, plus especially as reserved as most of these people are. And all these conversations are like, oh, yeah, Alan Johnson's, he doesn't want to talk to anybody. He's an asshole. Look, he's having the fucking time of his life.
Right.
And Phil said, this is a time to stop and smell the roses. And it hit me like a ton of bricks of 100% right. We always, because even when we were talking, the conversation, we mentioned it, but I'm talking about next year. Hey, next year we need to do this. We need to change this. I didn't like the flow of this. We got to do this. Because we're not even worried about like what's happening. We're worried about how to make it better next year. And I didn't like the way this was doing. And he said, it's time to stop and smell. This is the time to stop and smell the roses. So I think it's very important that there's times when we have these discussions, when we talk about when's the time that you were like, puff that chest out. Not in a bad way. Be proud. Be proud. Your daughter was proud. My daughter's proud. Your son's proud all the time. Your kids are proud all the time. There's times when you can do it the proper way and say, you know what? All that fucking hard work paid off. I'm not going to rub it in anybody's face, but I'm going to at least take the 3 minutes to be happy for myself and talk about it. Now let's move on and let's kick ass and let's do the next thing.
Right.
So I think it's important to talk about those moments and other people that are out there.
Yeah,
there's a right way to be like.
I feel like crying and cheering at the same time. Like, I want to clap. I want to clap. I feel like you just gave an awesome speech, dude.
I think it's important.
No, it is. I agree. Yeah, you dismiss everything. You dismiss it quickly because we're always. I think we're all of us are kind of the same, right? You're not gonna live in that stardom that you got from that Aston Martin. I mean, the press, the feedback's amazing. I know you guys. Like, you probably went right back to the fucking shop on Monday.
100%.
There's work to do, dude. Like,
right.
There's other cars to build, and it's not like I fucking built this Aston Martin. Like, bring me some sausages. Like, we are in Spring Green. I want some good sausages. Like, it is fun, dude. It's fucking. Let's get the fuck to work. There's more cars to build.
100%.
Hammer down. Like, but to Josh's point,
you got to give yourself a minute. You got to give yourself a minute. Maybe it's the night. Maybe it's the night of the party. Maybe it's whatever it is. Just make sure that everybody gives themselves that moment. Yeah. Because the other thing we've talked about on this podcast all the time of, the saying that I wish somebody would tell us in the moment that these are the good old days. Right. Instead of thinking back about the good old days. Because everybody's got those stories. That was the most fucking fun. And you think back about doing it, but in the moment that you're doing it, you're either worried about the next thing or somebody comes up and gives you a compliment. And, we're all awkward and we don't know how to take a compliment. You're like, oh, yeah, I just got this, blah, blah, blah. And you don't have to be like, you're damn right, it's the best motherfucking car you've ever seen. There's a proper level of being like, man, I really appreciate it. This was probably the best one that we think we've ever done. It means a lot to me doing that. And then sit there, take it in, smell the roses. And realize that these are the good old days.
I get 7 minutes. I'd give it a 7.
It's an interesting number, but at 7 minutes is good.
Yeah, don't take it to double digits. Like 10 minutes, you're starting to get a little braggy.
All right. We've heard enough. We've heard enough.
You know what? And with that, I will say that I in reflection, I know that I had that moment, and it was a quiet moment for myself, and you guys were there for it. You just didn't realize it. When we were at the track and that car was going around, I took a moment. Nobody's talking, right? You guys were kind of down by the wall. Mike and Nancy were kind of at the base of the tower. Jim was second floor with Peggy. Hunter was kind of by Mike and Nancy. We're all just, and nobody was talking. We were all just watching, and that was a marker for me of like, that's like,
That's cool.
That's our car out there.
Yeah.
And Ben Collins is like, it's not just some Uber driver like running around for a photo shoot. Like that's one of the premier car drivers on the planet is out pushing that car and hearing him break it loose in the corners.
Yeah.
Like that's like hell, you know what?
And it's doing the thing. It's doing it well.
It's doing the thing, right?
There's a lot of nerves going into that first corner.
Yeah. But I mean, that was really, in that moment, it was just for a second. I kind of looked at everybody to see, I was curious what, you know, if we're biting fingernails, what we're doing, and everybody was just locked in.
Yeah.
And that was you guys included. And that was special. You know, I brought it up. I don't know how many times in the interviews during SEMA with what he said the first time when he came in about it's too stable. And I looked at Josh. I'm like, can we get him to say that again? But like, put a Roadster Shop shirt on, and one more time, but louder.
I've never heard that statement.
In a negative connotation.
The way he was kind of like, you're asking for things that we should change. It's too stable.
Yeah,
It's too predictable. It doesn't do anything scary.
It's like, you know what? Those tits are too big and she's too hot.
Yeah, and the nipples are perfect. It's weird. It's like,
Could you make it? Like, I don't know what to do about that.
that whole experience, like, I don't know. I think you guys need to step back and like really, really think about that, what you guys accomplished there, because that's fucking unbelievable, really. Like, when you think we've been around the autocross world and the road race kind of world for a long time with some of the cars we've done, and you watch it takes a long time to build a car and bring it out and make it work and make it perform and get it around like a road course. A road course is fucking violent on a car, right?
How many cars were built for that track back in the day for the Optima thing?
Never made it.
Right.
Built to go do it.
Dedicated Optima challenge. Like, I'm winning Optima challenge. I have this car sorted. I have spent like this is my third Optima car. It's out here to win and fails out of the gate because of a mechanical error. To bring a car of that caliber out there and have it do what it did almost effortlessly, that's fucking wildly impressive. And then show up at the show, and short of the tires being scrubbed,
I think that was the coolest
It was
part.
the best.
But that's that was the only
we should just melt the tires.
that's
before
the only indication that the car's been punished. Like, the car showed beautifully,
And we did trailer it between the two.
Right.
So
Drove
if
it.
you consider
I was just
the
gonna
company
say-
that we were at the track with like all those exotics and getting compliments from a true exotics car manufacturer, that to me was super special. And then to drive it from the track and do driving video shoots with it during sunset, and then drive it to Vegas, and never once did it get back in the trailer until after SEMA.
That's what I was just going to say. That was another special moment, I think, when Hunter and I were in the dually with the trailer. And, we're an hour and 5 minutes from Vegas, and we're following the Aston Martin through the desert at sunset with the Stig driving. And it's one of those, like, if I wasn't actively driving the truck, like, you just have to sit back and just like observe, right? And that was just really special. Just honestly, just seeing that car out in the wild. No people talking, no interviews, no video, no TV stuff. We're just following the car we built through the desert at sunset. Like, it was honestly, not to make too much of it, but it was a borderline spiritual experience of just watching this thing that was a pile of nothing 18 months ago is now being driven by that guy through the desert. Like, it's just,
you should make a big deal about it. And it also goes to show where the industry has evolved to, where you guys and a lot of other builders have evolved to. Because you think, one, like you said, you raced it, you tracked it, you had somebody else track it. You didn't track it. You had somebody else track it. Sometimes when you track it, you're like, I'm going to show that it tracks, but I know the cars.
Yeah, but I'm gonna kind of pussyfoot it around.
Well, exactly. So you had somebody else track it that's also doing a video to show how hard they're pushing it, right?
Right.
So their whole goal is to push it hard. Ben's whole goal is to push it hard. He pushed it hard. It did it. Then this is all before the show.
Right.
You do that at the show. Then you drive it to the show, and then you do the show. Good Guys Columbus, we've brought that up so many times. For years, right? You would get to the show and then hope it would drive to the booth And then you're looking at the thing like, if we can just get to there, right, then it's going to be there. Yeah. That's the difference. Think about that dichotomy, that whole shift of let's just get to Columbus. Hopefully we get some notoriety, some pick, and if it does get the awards, it should make it through there. We might have to shut it off, if it's sitting there for too long, whatever. Let's just get through and get our awards, and then we'll get back and we'll start driving it.
It's not a shift. Some people have evolved. There's still, I promise you, there's a group of people doing that exact same thing that are sweating bullets. Just breathe sick that car makes it through that Columbus Builder's Choice.
But there's less than there was. People have gotten better. The manufacturers are getting better. The customers demand more.
There's less puddles of coolant.
100%. There's less
cars getting better too.
But that is still don't make light of that. And that's crazy. That's probably I don't know that anybody's ever done that.
How was it for you guys seeing something like that with your system in it?
I think we were probably more in line with your uncle's attitude and mental state on the nervous side. Your dad was cool as fuck. He's out there and he's just they're fucking running this car and
that was the second half. Dude, first half, not so much.
Jim was fucking nervous. Dude. Yeah, he was nervous, and for us, it's I know I'm confident in what we built for you guys, and I knew what we did with the coilovers and stuff, and I got to drive the car. I know the car was planted. I know the car works. We've done enough stuff over the years.
Had we not done that, I would have been way more nervous.
Yeah.
Sure, 100%. Right. That's not a dig at anybody.
No, it should be.
Yeah. It would have been
it's untested.
It went to the quail, right, and now they're doing this. Having the ability to drive it and do the testing, you're like, oh, okay. They're not fucking completely out of their minds.
It's a little different, I think, in our position that there's a lot of components-wise that crosses over from a lot of stuff we've done. It's a pretty proven package. We're pretty confident in it. If it was my car that I built the car, I'd be right there next to your uncle, sweating fucking bullets and nervous as shit, because it's a lot. There's so many things that can go wrong. You as the fabricator and the guy behind it, the working components, things take a long time to flush out. They just do. That's right. I don't care how good you are, but for something to go out there and just do what that did, that's
honestly, I was more worried about that. SEMA. I was more worried about that drone cranking it, because
that guy was nuts.
It was stupid.
My favorite one. I can't wait to see the video when it comes out. But he came, Ben was going 100 whatever miles an hour, and he come up over the top of the car and then settled down above the hood.
Yeah,
and it spun the camera around to watch Ben as they're going through corners, and then shot 200 feet straight up. Just watching it, the playback made me queasy.
My favorite was when he was doing the sunset shoot, and he went flying up with this drone, dive bombing past a street sign behind our parked trailer, comes tailing behind the Aston going probably 60, 70 miles an hour, and then drags along the side at probably window height or lower. And then within what looked like probably 4 feet of the nose, comes shooting across the front of the car and comes sitting over the top and just follows back and lets it go.
That was another lesson.
I've flown a lot of drones trying to do stuff here and flown them into a lot of things. So
that little thing can go 120 miles an hour, I believe he said, carrying a drone or carrying a camera probably the size of what we got mounted
big
here.
Fucking camera. Yeah. That was another one of a many lessons in my life of don't judge a book by its cover, because earlier when we got there, I saw him walking through, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? What's this dude doing? And he's got the chest rig on, and he's got his, and he's kind of trying to be like a fighter pilot. I'm like, there's fucking no jets around here. And then I'm like, oh, he's with the camera crew. Why is he fucking dressing like this? This dude's a fucking douche. Seriously. What? And he's got the great mustache. And I'm like, what the? Then I saw him rig up, and he's got the headset on. He's doing, and I see the thing. And I'm like, oh,
take that.
You can absolutely. You are a fighter pilot. Holy shit, that shit is fucking amazing.
It was wild too, because you got a different guy that's operating the camera.
Yes,
and those two. The way I was explaining it to people, it's like if you've ever seen the videos of the Blue Angel pilots when they're sitting at a table, like going through their flight routine and talking through
I've watched that documentary. It's great.
So that's how those two were talking to each other, you know, with all codes and timing, because he's like telling that dude, like, I'm about to go, you know, straight up 100 feet, and then I'm going to dive bomb the nose and come around, and the camera guy needs to know what the hell's going on. And it's just wildly
crazy.
Impressive. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, when you talk about it that way, I get like double Dutch rudder vibes. But it's like, dude, somebody else is doing it. Feels like somebody else is doing it. Like, somebody else is doing
Siamese twins. Siamese twins, sorry. Somebody else is doing it. Side note, that Zinger, that silver one that was there, that we saw, you know who that was?
No.
Owen Wilson's.
Was it really?
Yeah, it just got popped on Instagram. He'd been driving through, on Rodeo Drive, the silver with the blue interior and stuff.
Killer car.
Fucker is crazy impressive.
Some wild cars there.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was my
Wild.
spiritual moment. As like we're driving in after getting lost in the parking lot for 25 minutes trying to figure out where to go.
Yeah.
Like we pull
Your
in.
mom not knowing how to use a cell phone.
Your dad's still using a flip phone.
He officially just got an iPhone.
Did he really?
Yeah,
But he left it
finally,
at
but
home.
He still got
He left it
his
at
flip
home
phone
the
as
whole
well.
trip for
Yeah.
Vegas.
I mean, that doesn't help when he leaves it dead because he doesn't know how to charge it.
When did he transition from a pager to a flip phone?
That's a good question. I couldn't tell you that one. That's probably been a while.
Can't be that long. 5 years max, I'm guessing. Like, oh, hey, just page Mike back in the shop. He's got a question for you.
He's got a backpack fax machine with a power bank.
911, pound.
What was your moment?
Yeah, but like we drove in and you're like, oh shit, there's a Koenigsegg Regera, there's a Koenigsegg.
Oh, there's 6 of them.
There's 3 Bugattis. There's the SSC.
SSC, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
3 of them.
yeah, 3 of those, and then you're like,
McLaren,
oh, there's 2
GT3.
McLaren, a Senna GTR with like the Marlboro livery, and you're like, oh shit, and there's the RingBrothers Aston. Like, fuck, this is like the coolest of the cool cars.
Yeah.
It really was.
And like, you guys were holding your own in $5 million car land over there of just like the unobtainium.
What's the worst time to rent exotics?
Yeah.
It was the fucking stupidest.
So we did-
It was the stupidest thing ever.
We decided, which it was fun. In hindsight,
The
it
trip
was fun.
trip there and back was fun.
Because it wasn't the idea wasn't
I know.
of being cool with it.
It was just
we
poor
had to get
timing.
there and we had no cars.
Right.
So we're like, dude, we're out here early. Like we worked our asses off getting to the show to do what we did. And we're like, let's fucking treat ourselves. On paper, when you go to the website, it looks reasonable. Okay. And we're like, we're fucking rent a couple exotic cars because we're going all the way up to Pahrump. This will be badass. We've been up there before.
Granted, but just so everybody knows, we had a 4.5 hour delay out of O'Hare. We checked into the rooms at 1:30 that morning. 1:30 Friday morning, and then we were at this rental car place.
It was 2:30. It was 2:30 by the time you were up in the room.
Okay, yeah, by the time I've checked in. So 2:30 we lay our heads down. We meet back in the lobby to go to this rental car place at 4:45.
Right.
All right, and then you can keep. Yeah. So that's how much sleep has been had.
Right. Because you were there at 7:30, 8
we were
o'clock.
there bright and early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we thought this will be fucking awesome. It's going to be like, we're going to enjoy ourselves. We're going to splurge a little bit.
It's a great road.
It's Vegas.
Driving up there.
We're renting exotic cars, dude. Like, so we get a 488 and McLaren 750S. Is that what it's called? And you go to the website, dude. It calls it out pretty clear. You're like, okay, it's expensive, but
You've been to those websites before.
it's justifiable. Well, dude, the fees behind after you swipe that credit card and you like think that you have rented said vehicle. The fees
triples.
Not unlimited miles.
Good, great. Well, they pitch it as, dude, I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to give you the high mileage package for the day. At any rate, the massive expense aside, it was fucking fun as hell.
It was a great time.
With 488 and the McLaren up there, we switched back and forth. I think max speed was like 170.
Yeah,
that we hit going down
on the track.
On the track.
Way better in the McLaren than it was the Ferrari.
Yeah, the Ferrari, a little dicey, floaty at high speeds on the track.
Yeah, in Mexico.
McLaren planted, dude. That car was planted.
They wanted more.
Yeah. But we pull in, and they were like, fuck. I mean, they were rental cars, but...
It's, again, the point of the story is like, man, this is really fun. was not doing it to show anybody. It was just the experience to drive up there. You know, it's an hour drive. That's a fun ass road. We've done it many times.
Yeah,
it's 6:30 in the morning on a Friday morning driving through the desert of Vegas.
Right.
What better thing to do than rip some exotic cars? So then we're just trying to find you guys. We're like, oh, we're around here. So we're like, oh, great. We're going to pull up one of the little casitas or whatever and hang. Well, you round the corner and it's all of those cars that Phil just described, and everybody's out. So you're like, back up, park down there. At no point in time would you
in
ever.
a Accord.
It would have been fine. Yeah. You pull up in a rental car and it's just a rental car. But you pull up in a used rental 488 and a used rental McLaren 750. You're like, oh,
at least the 750 was fairly new.
Who ordered the rental cars? The guys down there, so to bring them up here. Yeah,
I noticed you were parked down a little way.
We didn't exactly like
we were in the
power
cheap
park
seats.
them.
In the cheap seats.
it was
But pulling up there and seeing that group of cars was that will go down in history as one of my craziest memories. Like going to the SEMA show afterwards, dude. It was like, what do you see there that compared like those? They were over the fucking top. Even that SSC Twitara, that was quite an experience because that car, I've followed it a lot on Instagram. You know, and it got like there's some bad press from some people like talking smack about it. So the drama kind of gets to you, and like, dude, you see that car in person, that fucking car is
beautiful,
unbelievable. From like engineering, quality, fit, and finish, and even the performance, like that was all.
They were banging
hats off to those dudes because out of that whole group of cars, it was you guys. That there was a GT3, which is a fucking purebred race car. You know, GT3 RS.
That's the track dude.
Ben.
There was one guy in a newer Ford GT.
Yeah,
and then that
SSC.
And they were kicking the crap out of those cars, and that thing coming down that back straight was wild to watch it.
I wish that Zinger would have gotten out. I mean, I understand now as a customer's, and he's got
right.
I will say, I think the SST was awesome. The Zinger,
mind blowing.
It was mind blowing to me the level of fit and finish. I wasn't prepared for that. I'd been following that one, and I knew it was gonna be good. But once you see a couple of things that you're like, oh, whoa, then you really just finger fuck the fuck out of it without touching it. You start like, all right, let me see.
That's actually pretty cool about the Zinger. So they debuted that one at the Quail as well. But when they showcased that, they also showcased another one, which is their race car.
Yeah.
That race car set 5 track records at 5 different tracks in 5 days and drove it from track to track.
Wow.
And actually they went off and tore off part of the mirrors and stuff, and they showcased it during Quail with the damage. Cause
that's right.
Cool
Yeah,
PR.
that was cool.
I was just not prepared for that level of.
Cool.
I mean, that car beats every Riddler car for the last 15 fucking years on fit and finish.
You got to see it next to Bugatti Veyrons and Chirons or whatever they are.
Yeah, and you're measuring it again.
It's over the top.
It's a completely different. I mean, you're seeing the backside of the inside of stuff, and you're like, how the hell did they do that?
Right.
I'm not talking about performance, styling, all that's great. I'm just saying
humbling.
the how the thing's built. I mean, things that are rubbed out, like car builders like us would go to look at.
And to find out, like, oh yeah, we designed the engine as well. We made our own engine from scratch. We cast the block.
That's a nutso company.
Yeah.
Cool ass shit.
Yeah, I started digging into it a little bit. It's crazy.
Weirdness. In a good way.
Intelligence, dude. The amount of intelligence wrapped up in that and talent is crazy. It's a young dude. It's like
so the wedgies and swirlies to net worth ratio in that company is
the net worth is far exceeded the wedgies at this point.
Well, that's what I'm saying. From how many wedgies and swirlies to how many net worths.
Yeah, the net worths are.
Yes.
Yeah. There were the
entire
wedgies
company
and swirlies definitely helped facilitate.
They grew them exponentially.
Yeah, cool ass, really cool ass company.
Yeah, it was nuts.
I wonder with cars like that though. Do you ever look at a car like that and wonder if the guy the mastermind behind it, do you think he's looking at it and seeing its flaws?
Oh, 100%.
Like,
For sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, no matter what industry you're in, if you are passionate about what you do, we talk about that so much, that passion is equaled with self-criticism and being your own worst critic. And that's how we improve constantly is, you know, there's something that you wish you had the opportunity to change, and you do. And that's what, you know, that's the difference, right? Is looking at that thing that you wish you could do different, and then on the next build, remembering that and making that change. And that's where, you know, over the course of decades, you get to hopefully a point where you can really be proud of what you're doing, but still learning and still making those mental notes on the next one. Because we always, you know, you talk about, you know, that it's on to the next one, and you know, don't worry about the last one. But it's true, you know, we always want to push ourselves on that next one, and the next one we do, it should always be better than the last one. That's what this is about, and you know, and not in a negative way about any of the cars or any of the products that you've ever built previously, but you should always, everybody, you know, pushes each other and to find inspiration in what you've done, and to see things that you make that little mental note about, like, the next time I get a chance to do this, I'm going to do it that way. So yeah, absolutely. If you pick your favorite car, the one that you think is absolutely the most perfect machine ever built, I guarantee the guy that had hands on it, he can point out 5 things that irritate him. That he just, you know what, that pisses me off, and look at that and see how this is. And it might be something that even after it's pointed out, you're like, that is nothing. But to guys that are that invested in that product or that project or that build, those things that's what keeps you up at night, right? Is that door gap, that when it's, you know, it's just, you can't do anything about it. It's just that little tiny bit.
You talk to any like top builder, when you have that credibility, like, dude, that car is like, oh, this fucking piece of shit, and fucking door's doing this.
You're talking to Jim. You're talking to Jim.
This fucking piece of shit. This fucking cocksucker. Fuck. No, but everyone's, to your point, no one's ever happy, and they only see the flaws, and then you make the next one better, and then you only see the flaws in that. You make the next one better.
And at the same time, to what Josh was saying, right? You need to be happy and proud of everything that you're doing, but also I think it's important to stand back and recognize where you can improve, and then do it, right? Make that improvement.
That's something I think I feel like from the outside looking in, I noticed that more with you guys than anybody else. That year over year, not that I'm not saying I'm looking at your flaws, but year over year, I see the unbelievable like escalation of quality and innovation in what you guys do. It's like, dude, how the fuck did you go from this to that? Like last year, what you guys brought last year with the Enyo like truck, that was over the top, dude. Right. And to back it with what you guys did this year, that's really impressive. Because some guys hit just like, look at like a guy like Roy Brizio. Like he just hit like, not bagging on him, he hit a sweet spot where he builds some of the best 32s ever, the best classically nostalgic styled hot rods ever. And I wouldn't say that they've gotten better or worse. Like he's sort of, maybe he's nailed it.
He's nailed it. He's got a product.
Yeah,
people want a Roy. Like, if I had the money to have builders build cars, a 32 would be one of my stable, and Roy Brizio would be the guy to build it, because you know that's the thing. Now you're not going to go to Roy Brizio and have him build a custom one-off fucking Aston or a Maserati or even a '69 Camaro.
Yeah,
but I appreciate what you're saying. You know, and honestly, what it comes down to is, and I'll say it till I'm blue in the face, the incredible team that we have, and that isn't just inside the walls of RingBrothers, right? That's you guys. That's our partnership with all the companies that we work with, and I'm not even going to start to name them because I will forget one and I'll feel like a jerk as soon as we're done filming.
I did that. It's not good.
I hate
You're
it.
better off.
All right. So you know who you are. But honestly, and I said it I say it 1,000 times if I say it once. It really does take a village to do these things. We couldn't build the cars that we do, and for you to recognize, you know, that level being upped every time, it's because of the incredibly talented group of people that we have number one, inside the walls of Ring Brothers, right? From our machine shop guys to our designers to the fab shop guys, the paint and assembly and wiring, every single person involved are passionate and they want to be there and they're incredibly talented. But then outside of those walls, everybody that we work with being at the top of their game and you guys are some of the most passionate people in the car industry that I've ever had the pleasure of getting to work with. And having you guys and having all of the other companies that we work with have equally passionate and driven people be excited about a project, that's how we're able to put together the kind of cars that we have been lately, because everybody that's involved is just that driven to make something special. And it's really powerful. I again talk about it being a family and taking a village. It really it may sound kind of cheesy, but I really believe that. Like it's you see the hugs and the handshakes and the smiles at these shows, right? That's because we all want to see each other succeed. And when we get to build something together and use your specific niche and make your contribution, whether it's in technology or in chassis or in wheel design or in the engine or in interior, whatever it is, everybody that had that little part is at the top of their game and they're giving everything they have. That's the only way that you can make these vehicles be what they are.
It's like an orchestra. All those individual instruments doing their shit at the fucking best, and the pinnacle creates whatever, like a good thing out of orchestra, like whatever that thing is. I had the orchestra part, all right, and the instruments.
Like the composer,
but that's composition.
Credit to you guys that when you bring a product like that to the table, I think it, I don't want to say forces, but gives all the other guys the opportunity to step their game up as well.
Yes.
And you don't want to let you down in the process of, carrying our end of the load. So I think it's helped a ton of people in the industry take their product, their people, their skill set to the next level, to be inspired to be a part of that type of project. And that's the stuff that I think just innovates the entire industry and keeps it moving forward.
Right. And one other key member of that family, honestly, is the client. We were so fortunate to have a client like we did with this one in Eric that let everybody involved do the absolute best version of the thing that they were tasked with doing. There was, he was so excited about every step of that project, and having somebody that really let us push all of the boundaries associated with building a car, and not pumping the brakes, but being also excited about like what's next. That's awesome. Like, well, how can we do this? And that, being blown away and wanting to push that envelope. And, it's guys like that is the reason that we can do this. Without those customers, none of us can do any of the things that we do. 100%. You can be passionate all you want, but that only goes so far if you don't have somebody willing to help you fund that passion, right? So
build some cool go-karts.
Absolutely.
I got one question, then we're going to go to a little bathroom break. I hate to do it, but if we're going to either do it now or we're going to do it later. There's no way we're getting all the way through. It's got to do the bathroom. Yeah. I mean, we can use all kinds of other words, but
I got a question. When Mike and Jim were here, like, did you have to do that like every 12 minutes? Or
well, at this point in the podcast, when Mike and Jim were here, their chins were right here, and we were talking amongst ourselves because they were already done. Have you never watched that episode?
I've seen bits and pieces of what not to do while on the
Hunter got very strict instructions.
Oh, I got strict rules before they came.
He finished that 1 ounce pour, and that was
nope.
That was
absolutely not.
That was to get the nerves out of the way. The rest.
And it's funny. I got one other thing before I forget. I don't know which chair it was, but I was talking to Justin from Dakota Digital this afternoon, and apparently he broke one of the armrests off. And I was
he broke that when I fixed it. I fixed it.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, this chair's garbage." And where'd you get this? Like, Wish.com or something. I'm like, "You're like Big Ryan, except you make gauges, right?" We're like, "What's he like? 6'8", 300 and whatever."
He's got an awkward body type, right? He does like. The arms just do things all the time. Yeah, it's weird.
He thought the chair was resisting arrest. And he was over there.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's full cop shit. Now, I got one question.
Yeah.
And we can edit this if you don't want to talk about it. I'm always interested, as all builders out there are going to know, when a car like that, right, you mentioned the client. Clients are always awesome. When they allow you to just go. It's funny. There's two, again, overgeneralizing. There's two types of clients. There's a client that comes in. that talks about those things, and you're like, man, this is going to be one of those types of builds, right? And you're questioning if they understand the gravity, right? And they're like, no, yeah, no problem. And sometimes those clients, it's never a problem all the way through. Then sometimes there's a client's like, no, I get it. Money's no object. No problem. Unlimited. Do whatever it is. And even as great as the client is, sometimes there's a point that no matter how unlimited, right? Troy's always done, this George Poteet always talked about Troy Trapani is the only person that would break an unlimited budget, right? No matter what it is. Love Troy. But there's always those times, not to say anything. Which one of those was? Did he ever squeal? Or
no, he was all for it.
Fucking A.
Yeah, absolutely all for it. Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
It's cool. I mean, when you got the right builder, you got the right customer, you get those guys aligned, and you can make something.
Right, and what it comes
really
down to is there's a reason for it. And you can articulate that reason.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, instead of just like, because. Right. That's very different than here is why. Yep. And here's what we want to do, and this is what that is going to cost.
Right?
That's so key.
Cool. Well, you can articulate it to me? Awesome. Do it.
There's nothing on that car that I would consider like in excess.
Right.
Right? There's nothing that you're like, well, they just did that because they had an unlimited fucking budget. Well,
the thing
reality, I mean, the whole car is as
the fact that it exists.
Right. But I know what you're saying.
But you know what I mean? There's nothing that you're like, well,
solid
like,
gold steering wheel or something.
It's like, dude, you could have machined everything. Like you built, it's a well-built car. There's restraint in
the reason
sections.
that none of those things look in excess is because of how well built it is. Because not one thing jumps out.
Right.
It's cohesive.
SSC company, like they were the ones that were giving us tons of compliments, and the fact that
how do you know when to stop?
Yeah, they found that so fascinating as far as like we put all this time and R&D into that one car, and to them like the number is very reasonable because they're selling multiples of those, but they can only do it because they're selling 100.
Yeah, they got an MOQ of this and an MOQ of that.
He could not. He asked both of us several times, but also only just the one.
Yep.
Like he could not wrap his head around the fact that we were spending that much time in that many one-off parts to have it be one-off.
At the Exotics event, we probably had the biggest crowd going into the unveiling of the new Tatara, and we didn't even know who we were talking to, and it was Jared Shelby, the founder of SSC. So
wow.
Yeah, he was just
chilling, and then
talking about the car, and then all of a sudden, I got to go do this unveil of my supercar. I'm like, oh shit,
he's a cool dude. I met him out there. Nice guy.
Yeah. But we talked for a couple hours before, and he never let on of like obviously we knew he was there, and we got one of the cars, but it wasn't. He was genuinely interested in what and how we were doing what we were doing.
He's a car guy, man.
Yeah, and that's the beautiful thing, I get that. So, and I know you want to.
Keep going.
Take a bathroom break, but one of the things that I get asked often is, and you guys probably experience the same thing, right? In dealing with some of these ultra exclusive clients, whether they're domestic or international, right? People want to know, like, what are they like? What's it like talking to these guys? And I say, at the end of the day, they're car guys.
They wouldn't be doing this if they weren't.
They're car guys. Like you very quickly forget that there's a title associated with this individual because you're just talking about like how it tracks and like horsepower and how the feel is and like just the driver experience and you forget that this is like in his day-to-day world, he is a giant somebody. But right now we're just talking about this cool Aston Martin or this 69 Mustang or whatever car it happens to be.
Right.
At the end of the day, they're car guys. That's why they're there. That's why they're talking to us. And it's really special. It really does, and not to make too much of it or again sound cliche or cheesy, but it bridges so much. This industry really does. You have people that are mega billionaires, right, that are talking to some farm boys from Spring Green about a Mustang because they're car guys and they genuinely there's nothing about it that they can't obtain, but they're accept the knowledge and they're just.
But no, there is something that they can't obtain. That thing that they're trying to obtain. Because no amount of money, it doesn't matter. You can't just snap your fingers and that create.
Right.
You have to have that customer, your shop, and the relationship between those two. if the relationship's not there and it doesn't matter about the customer in the shop, if the relationship's not there, that creation doesn't happen. So it takes a little bit of a little bit of magic, right? It takes the person, the car guy that has the financial means. It takes the financial nut. It takes the shop, and it takes the gelling and the relationship. Because I don't care. A guy could come in, the prince of, whatever, Sultan of Brunei, come in tomorrow and say, absolutely no budget. Spend it all. Spend everything I got. Build the great. If there's no gel, right. If there's no, what do you want? What's going to excite you? What's the thing to do? It doesn't matter. The money doesn't buy things.
Right.
No matter how much money you got, if you don't have the relation, it takes the chemistry. It takes the shop.
You feel his passion and his excitement and his energy.
So that's why it is key for those guys, for those car guys, and they, sometimes it goes great, sometimes it doesn't. But that meshing of the people finding the people, it's not just because a guy's got a shit ton of money and he calls around to a bunch of shops and whoever answers the phone first, he dumps out money and says, I want to build this, and that thing gets created.
Right.
It's not. It's magic. It's fucking stars aligning. It's the relationship. It's the quality. It's the person. It's those conversations. And that's what creates the thing. It's the personality of it.
Yeah.
The money doesn't mean shit. I mean,
but
the money doesn't. But money alone doesn't create it. I say that wrong. The money alone doesn't create it.
I'll tell you one thing, and I've thought this as long as I've been in this industry. If it weren't for having to pay bills, I would do this job just for the reaction of the person who gets to drive that car the first time, of Jake when we pulled the cover off of the Mustang the first time he ever saw it. I absolutely
that smile, but there's a thing in the
eye.
That thing in the eye.
If it weren't for having to pay bills, I would do it for that alone.
I'm with you, dude.
Honestly, it's payment enough to see that, something that they've, a lot of times their entire life. This is a once in a lifetime build a lot of times for these guys.
Yeah.
And that is that thing come to life, and to know that you nailed it, and to watch them pick out all those little details, that's it right there. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely drives me 100%, dude. I would do it just like you. If I could just eat and build the most badass shit in the world, have enough food and be able to put clothes on my kids, I would do that to build the most badass shit in the world, to have guys come to me and be like, dude, just go wild with it, you know? Because it's not the exchange of money. It's the thrill of that response is priceless.
Yeah.
It truly is.
There's
priceless.
nothing like it.
Putting Brent just picked up his truck, drove it from it, dude, I didn't even think twice about it. I wasn't your uncle, fucking nervous as shit, sitting up there sweating bullets. We sent Brent's truck out. It went from SEMA to Dino's Get Down, and Brent picked it up and drove it back from Arizona all the way up to Pleasanton, California. Oh, so confident in the truck that it did. No stress about it. Sends me a text. Fucking truck was awesome, unbelievable. Ride quality amazing. Me and my son absolutely loved it. Dude, that's it. You cannot put a price.
No,
for me, you can't put a price on that.
We're going to bathroom break.
Okay,
but I'm gonna give one last. Roger at Ironworks and Troy at BBT, they do these classes, right? They do all this,
this must be really
inspirational thing, right?
Slide.
They're coming. Roger's coming out. They're doing another class in February. It's amazing with the work that they do. I'm going to give you something for free. You ain't got to pay us for shit, right? This is the best piece of advice. If you're dreading talking to,
hey, easy. Dude.
Yeah, let's charge. Let's put a paywall up or something.
Roger and Troy are making good money.
All right, so charge for this.
Well,
hey, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna give it away for free.
Okay.
We're coming up on 200 episodes. This is free. If you're dreading talking to that customer, fire that customer. That ain't a customer you need.
Right.
That ain't a customer you need. You're not going to give that customer his due. If you're dreading talking to that customer, then that relationship ain't there. It ain't.
Yeah, it's easier said than done. It's a great theory. You got to pay bills sometimes.
I understand that, but there's a lot of customers out there. There's a lot of people that jive. And if you ain't gelling with none of your customers, maybe it's you. Maybe it ain't the customers. Maybe it's you.
Sometimes you can't fix that, dude.
Can't fix yourself?
Yeah.
Man, maybe you shouldn't be in business. You could fix that. You could be working for the place that you quit.
You could be not.
You could be still working from the place that you quit to go start your own shop and then realize that you can't gel with any customers.
That's an option. Yeah, it's a harsh reality check to get to
At the end of the day, nobody likes the conversation, but if you're dreading talking to that customer that you're building a car for whatever reason, somebody's doing something wrong. I don't care. That's not easier said than done. Everybody can find something that they work with. It might not be the car that you're super excited with when you've only been in business 18 months and they don't like the color. But if you can't jive with them about something and find the thing that makes them, and you're dreading taking their call, that shit ain't going to end well. It ain't. Now it's pee time. It's time to go TT. Yeah, I was out there taking a potty break and smoking a cigarette. And I was
nothing more badass than smoking a cigarette and a potty at the same time.
Right.
Oh yeah, I fucking took a
doing a TT,
smoking
going TT with a cigarette,
smoking a cigarette and taking a fucking badass potty, and
Pant to the knees, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Right. We just pull them down like a little boy in the snow.
Yeah.
No, I was pulling up Instagram and like the first 4 pictures.
That's
is
a
the
cigarette in one
fucking
hand,
Aston.
phone in the other hand, and
Yeah, you just point it out straight. Yeah. The first 4 pictures of Aston Martin, like 4 different people posting. Yeah, seeing this.
Oh, that's the algorithm.
It is the algorithm.
Listens.
It is. All right.
Where were we?
We were talking. We were having a podcast. Fucking great ass podcast. Before I forget, towards the end, you got to tell your dad and your brother. We have supposed to have been doing a remote podcast up at the barn, right? So that's got to happen. So you got to push them. We can do it at like 12 in the afternoon if we have to.
It's a good call.
day drinking.
Nice for them. Nice and close.
I mean, we're losing the season. And this fucking Midwest weather is not really
it's the worst.
conducive.
It's inside. Doesn't matter if it's snow outside.
Ish.
It's probably not.
Yeah.
Let's wait till we get snow. I think that'd be a beautiful.
It
sight.
would
Yeah,
be
it's one
cool.
or the other. We either do it in the snow,
Big time
this
snow.
time
let's
of
do
year
it.
where it's just miserable.
No, let's wait. Let's do it.
Get
Let's
some snow
do
on
it
the ground.
January.
Yeah, I
Let's
think
do
it'd
it
be perfect.
January.
We'll make it
You
happen.
got some snow machines up there?
Oh yeah,
If not, in case you'll get them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's such a weird. It's just so. Even as almost coming up on 10 years of being around this,
Can't get used to that.
It's just so different.
What's
What I'm
that?
sure y'all think, or I mean, the southern thing is
The snow or the accent?
the accent.
Oh, yeah.
The accent's just so unique.
We'll drive about 4 hours north of where we're at right now, and then it really gets heavy. And then for guys
Oh,
like
yeah.
us, we're like, holy cow!
You go up to my buddy Dean up there in Iron Mountain.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
go down to the fish fry there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Get some pasties. Eh?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
What are pasties?
A pasty? It's like a fucking hot pocket.
Yeah.
Dude,
Really?
They have
like a-
fast food restaurants that are Damien's Pasties. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I think so,
Or
yeah.
something
Yeah.
pasties. It's a fucking hot pocket, dude. And you
Like
go
a meat pie?
ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's whatever goes in it. But
Right.
yeah, you go. The UP is a wild place. Fucking wild, dude. I mean, it is.
Especially if you get up there like during like snowmobile drag race days, and it's just
Yeah.
off the rails.
Michigan has to be the most diverse state in the entire
There's a
union.
black dude between when you cut around and you get like you can enter Michigan, but I think it's like New Buffalo. You hit there's a black hole there, and when you get up north and you start going like maybe an hour north of Milwaukee, it's another black hole, and it fucking time warps you back to like 01. And then seriously, like most of Michigan is very behind the times. Michigan, Wisconsin, like
Yeah.
both sides.
Yeah. It's
You
just,
get, like
everything-
because they I think of them as like a whole. Like,
But you think about Michigan. I mean, this is completely off the rails at this point. But you think about Michigan. You talk about You talk about how many rednecks there are in Michigan, right? It's been wild. It's bringing it back to Whitey Morgan, right? He explained why
Right.
there's so many rednecks in Michigan. Then you talk about Detroit proper, right? Completely the opposite of rednecks, right? There's some places you shouldn't be. Yeah. Then you talk about the UP. It really doesn't. It's the UP. It's not even like
it's the upper.
It's
Michigan.
Canada.
It's the UP, right? It's a thing that's of itself. And then you got like Traverse City, and you've got in the summertime. I mean, you've basically has the Bahamas right there.
Right.
Ish, yeah. One little section.
One little section. Then you've got like the offshore boat, I mean the race boat season that comes through. Then you got like southern Michigan that's just kind of like southern Indiana, which is kind of like
but now
nothing.
You're like making a case for why it's good.
No, I'm not saying it's good. It's just I said it's diverse.
It is diverse.
It's so there's very little other states that have that much diversity in interest and population and types of.
You're right. There is a lot going on.
There's a lot.
You
name
eloquently
another state.
put it. I like Matt Saxton's labeling of
Shitsville.
Shitsville. That's just where Mikey lives, though. Shitsville, Michigan. All right, we're gonna get back to the actual like podcast at hand. So we talked about growing up in the family business, making your own path, and then getting dragged back into the family business. Specifically, what are your daily duties now? What do you do for the Ring Brothers?
I think kind of like everybody, we all got multiple hats. Official title is sales manager and operations manager. What that encompasses is quite a lot of stuff. So I basically will help out with sales calls. I take most, if not all, tech calls. I'll make sure all of our machining guys have the material, what they need. I basically direct them as far as what's going on for R&D stuff, what we're doing for production, getting everything that the assembly guys need, making sure our inventory is correct, following sales numbers, setting our sales, working with our marketing team and all that. So there's a lot. Basically anything involved with our aftermarket parts side is all under my scope.
Nice. That's a big lift.
Ryan, you're fabricating hands-on and you're fab shop manager?
Yeah. Yep. So Fab shop manager and oversee the build program, right? So everything that's happening in we refer to it as fab shop jail, right? You guys know that's where the majority of that time is spent, and a lot of changes and decisions are being made. But like Hunter said, we all wear a lot of hats, and honestly, for myself, that's part of what drives me is being involved in as many different aspects of the industry and of the company as it possibly can be, right? If it's being hands-on, if it's laying paint or striping or helping out in the body shop or helping in assembly, we all pitch in where we can, and especially on these projects like the Aston. I know we talk a lot about the Aston today, but that's one that really pulled all of our skill sets from some pretty deep places. We had to all really reach deep and be a jack of all trades in the moment as it was called for. And I think that's true for everybody at the shop, right? Wherever you can be an asset, it's welcomed. And, the more rounded that all of us are, the better that we can make each other. And I think it's really important. And you'll see, and you guys know, we pick on Jim and Mike a lot, but those two, it gets asked a lot. How often are they there? Well, they're there, right? They are hands-on, they're doing it. And that goes for everybody in the shop, and it starts at the top. Yeah. And, those guys and everybody else involved is in it. You'll see Jim in the paint booth helping mask up. You'll see Mike in the fab shop, helping hold a panel or beat stuff with a hammer. We're a small shop. We're a very intimate shop, and we're all over the place. And I think it's important, to have these builds be filled with as much personality as they are, that everybody really is not just pigeonholed into you weld exhaust or right. You're the suspension guy, but we're all in it. And Hunter and myself, no exception. Wherever we're needed, that's where we're at. And I think both of us thrive on that. I know I do. Mm-hmm. If I get called into another building or a role that is needed in the moment, like I thrive on that, right? Like wherever I can be, helpful to the project or to the company, that's where I want to be. And I think we have a team that really feels the same way. Everybody wants to do everything they can to make these cars come out the way they do. And it's exciting, and it keeps us driven, right, and passionate when you're not just exhaust welding guy, right? You're doing something different every day, and that's no different for myself, for Hunter, for everybody there.
Or we come to a very, very special standard of questions brought to you by HRE Wheels. Very special for two reasons. One, very special because it's brought to you by HRE Wheels, the standard in wheels. HRE, very pivotal in most of your builds.
Right.
Very pivotal in the Aston Martin. Also, because this is a dual guest and because we're going to go extended format in the standard questions. So we're going to go more than the standard questions.
Cool.
So very special. That's why it's special. Did you follow any of that? It seems
special,
like it's over your head.
I don't think
The
you said it enough.
whole it's
that a
special
joke?
because it's special part was way over my head.
Okay.
That
All
part
right.
was
I
like-
apologize. Next time I'll
Yeah.
Might be because he's a little special.
It's possible. Yeah, that could
Well, you
be-
were too geared up, weren't you?
you just went try special.
You were-
yeah. I straight geared it. What?
Stop.
Help me out.
No, if you
Hey,
can't
off
remember,
mic.
if you can't remember, I
Can
can't.
you?
The Learning Express.
No, I like that better.
Come on.
You can't help you.
Don't leave me hanging.
It's the answer's right there.
Oh, the answer center.
Both of us had
My mom-
special schooling.
My mom got upset about that.
Did she really?
Were you there for that? Yeah, she got pissed. We brought it up because it was something.
No, Maddie said something about she's getting geared up. It's like, oh, Uncle Jared was geared up.
And then my mom's sitting there and she's like, I'm like, yeah, geared up for learning, Mom? Like, you remember? Oh, don't act like I didn't try to help you out. And then she just, I'm like, well, yeah, like the whole geared up for learning thing, Mom. It was.
I love the name. I love the
It's a
name.
terrible name, dude.
I know.
I think it was. I don't know if it was sophomore. I don't know if it carried through to at least sophomore year. I don't know if it was junior year, but
Yeah, I love it.
it was. Yeah, it was not great, dude. It's not exactly something you drop on the chicks to like.
No.
Hey, so like, what do you do in seventh period? Because I get out of geared up for learning. 6, then we can duck out of here.
Let's show you some colored pencils. Oh man. So standard questions.
Yep.
First up, we're going.
Oh shit.
I got something. I got SEMA specific standard questions. What were you outside of your realm, right? Outside of the Aston Martin, SEMA specific. What were you most surprised about?
So I'm still stuck on the geared up for learning thing. I was.
Do you need some more?
I really.
Do you want me to add?
Like, do they have shirts or something? Like,
We didn't
I'm
have
sure
shirts,
they had
no.
shirts, bright blue.
bicycle helmets or
It was just an area.
Rad Rides logo kind of thing with the gears.
It's just
Yeah, you probably went. Spring Green was probably like a small high school, right?
oh yeah,
So in our high school, we didn't even go to like a big high school, but how many people would you say was our graduating class?
300 per class. Give or
Yeah, not
take.
huge, but
yeah.
average.
we're
size.
like that's the size of our school,
Okay,
the high school.
Yep.
got it. So there was like there's a section of the high school that like the back hall. What the fuck was the name of the hall? Where we had the cage. Because Geared Up for Learning was next door.
They had a
it was,
cage.
It was just across
Yeah.
from the cage. What the fuck was that hall name?
E-hole?
Might have been. Anyway,
R Hall.
Geared Up for Learning was you forfeited one of your study halls, and they checked your planner, and they essentially geared you up for learning, right? You had to be accountable for every single thing. Like my fucking
Trapper Keeper.
You've seen Superbad, right?
It was called
Yeah.
it was called a Chandler's is what we called
Okay.
it, but it was a calendar. So it had not a lot of good shit in there. Like the pictures and things were not something you would necessarily want to show.
It's like Superbad.
to a teacher, exactly like Superbad, right? And my buddy
Whole
would
treasure trove of
and then
them.
my buddies would steal it because they knew that I had to go there. So you would open the next page, and then it would be a surprise that like, don't look at that,
Right.
But yeah, they made sure you did your homework. They would like check your bag, make sure you had enough like writing utensils in there.
It was.
Wow.
I'm going to preface.
All
So
those kind of things because I I didn't exactly fall in line, right? Like I didn't do anything per se as far as like homework or any other thing that you were supposed to do in school.
Here's the
So they
win.
tried to make you do those
Right.
things.
Here's the only win that you're going to get on this,
What's
right?
that?
And I can't believe you haven't come across it. So very similar, albeit different paths. This is a program. So the difference that I can't believe Jeremy hasn't figured out yet. The difference in Jeremy's was a program that they had within the high school. I'm sure you had the similar talks about it's not about your intelligence level, it's about you applying yourself. You know,
100%.
if you would just apply yourself.
They would say Jeremy's very bright.
Right, he just needs to apply himself, right?
Right.
I got the same kind of thing. You just need to apply. I got the same speech about applying myself about as many times as I've got about, the narcissism speech after like growing up and being an
that one
adult and
comes
becoming
later
a
in
married.
life.
Yeah.
You don't have narcissistic.
I think the
14-year-olds.
No, but you have the lack of ability to apply yourself that then turns into becoming a narcissist. I think there's a path there.
It's kind of a gateway.
Right. But anyway, yours was a program within a high school. The Answer Center, in the very name, was a center that I had to go to for my entire senior year. It was not a program inside.
I'm aware of that.
I know. Well, you should have caught on to that earlier. You at least went to a normal high school. I went to a normal high school up till I finished my 11th grade year, and they said, we've tried to get you to apply yourself. Maybe you will apply yourself at the Answer Center because it has the answers.
Did you find the answer?
I did not. I copied all the answers. And we rolled through our paces because you work at your own pace. So they give you your paces, right? And you, yeah.
Dude,
It's a win.
is doing
You get a
one
win.
oh, it's a
for the
huge
business.
win. Like as in Geared Up for Learning, dude, we would have.
Don't make it cool.
Oh,
Don't
Geared Up for Learning's
stop.
website is pinging right now.
Before you try to make it
Geared
cool.
Up, dude, Geared Up for Learning. It was kind of like underground. Not a lot of, there wasn't a lot of.
I knew that this was
There weren't a
coming.
lot of gears, right? But
There are multiple speeds.
you were 2 steps away. You were 2 steps beyond me because from Geared Up for Learning, you went to the Cage. Okay, the
Yeah.
Cage.
It sounds horrible.
The Cage was bad because the Cage was this place where the teacher had to accompany you to your lunch period.
It's like prison.
It was
Sounds horrible.
it was that like so there were the kid they had their own trays and the teachers would follow them from the Cage, which was pretty far away from the cafeteria because they couldn't handle the cafeteria with the rest of the kids. So the teachers, they were like special teachers. They would walk
Teach them
the
to
special
assimilate with
kids
population.
there and then bring them
Put them in a cage.
Well, they would bring them. We nicknamed it the Cage. I don't think they called it the Cage.
I doubt they did.
No, yeah, they didn't.
probably-
And then the teachers would bring them back. From there, the next step was ombudsman. That was the
AHM.
I don't know how you spelled it, but that was the school you went to. That was it was an auxiliary school. It was when you could no longer conform. And
Okay.
you couldn't be in the traditional high school.
Right.
I had a couple friends that made their way over to ombudsman.
Yeah.
I was nowhere near that, dude. Nowhere near. All other 9 periods. You got a couple. You got lunch. You got gym. So like 7 periods were pretty normal. Out of those 7, 1 of them was fucking Geared Up for Learning. Dude, it's not a big deal. Not a big deal. They helped me get my shit straight. We got organized.
I don't know how much
I didn't-
help they did.
I didn't have to go to any sort of special facility. It was right there in the main school. Like,
It wasn't a special facility. It was just a different facility. I went to a different facility for my senior year. They said this would be maybe this center has the answers for you.
yeah, I mean, I don't know how to make like the correlation between the two, but for me, I was basically like in a timeout. You were in maximum security prison. If you had to compare our 2 positions,
I don't know. I don't think so. No, I think the answer center was maybe like more of an elevated, like, oh, you don't need high school. You've already kind of
Oh, yeah.
surpassed.
that
Go
was,
there.
So that was like
Is
an
that how they
AP
sold
class.
it?
They like you already have the answers. Come to our center and share your answers. I think that now that I think back about it, that's honestly where it was.
Did they bring you in as like a guest speaker back? Did you go to the Answer Center and then they brought you from the Answer Center? They take the smaller bus and they bring you back to school, and then they're like, "Oh, Josh here is a standout. He's an AP student at the Answer Center.
He's got the
He
answers.
can smoke and check his Instagram at the same time. No hands.
While taking a piss.
While peeing.
And he's going to tell all you guys the answers."
No, it wasn't that way.
I didn't
Maybe
think
you're
so.
right.
Have you gone back since? Like Adam has gone back and had classes at his school.
Has he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Adam from Rad Rides?
Oh, Adam.
Yeah, they called
no,
him.
he.
They
But
called
that
him
was.
back. Did they
yeah,
call
he was,
you
that was
back?
that was university.
Yeah.
And if they did, would you be a representative of said high school, or would it be Josh Henning or Timothy Henning at the time?
I went by Josh then.
Okay,
Too.
would it be Josh Henning of said high school, or would you be Josh Henning of the Answer Center?
If you were playing professional football, when you do your announcement at the beginning, would you be Josh Henning, the Answer Center?
No, it'd be homeschool. I don't like my schooling.
No, that's
I don't
how you would have
exist.
said it, but it would have been. I would have still been Jeremy Gerber, Deerfield High School.
Also part of Geared
No,
Up.
you wouldn't have even had to say
You're
it.
right. You're
Because
right.
They'd be like,
You're
"Oh,
right.
hey, yeah, I'm the, like all my other
I hope
classes are
you
normal
feel.
classes."
I hope you feel good about
Yeah,
yourself.
we worked through it.
You're
and,
right.
Yeah,
Right.
ultimately,
I have to
destroyed
say
you.
that you have to say that you went to a high school. I have to say that I went to
The Answer
the
Center.
center.
I would just like to point out, if the Answer Center or Geared Up for Learning are listening, to please reach out to the Roadster Shop at any point so we can have some guest appearances and
We would
do some
gladly-
sort of
dude,
outreach
I would
program with
gladly come
Borderline
back.
success story.
with the we'll get a bronze bust or something.
We should have
name a
bronze
hallway
busts.
or a library. Maybe
How
a
many-
section of the library.
I would like to be.
All right, we started this podcast off about like sometimes you need to stop and smell the roses, puff that chest out a little bit.
Yeah.
Tell me who else that went through the fucking Answer Center or Geared Up for Learning is where we are today. Name somebody. Well,
I can't say.
Did he go through
name.
there too?
No. God, I wish I could say it. Remember Phil, the Asian dude, Phil? Yeah. Dude, this guy was the shit. Oh, man, was he cool.
Could he smoke?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was badass.
Did he do something with his life?
I don't think so. I don't know.
I don't care. I don't want to hear the characters.
We want to know that
Dude,
like,
I honestly-
Jeremy Gerber
yeah.
and Elon Musk both went to Geared Up for Learning. You know, that's kind of what we're shooting
Elon Musk, maybe. I mean, he had a
Nobody
checkered
has
past.
came through Geared Up or the Answer Center that has done what we have done.
I think we puff our chests out, dude. I think
Exactly.
this is a win. I think
Right.
collectively,
You know what? I'm
what we just
tired
came,
of it.
this came full circle to collectively. This is a
Right.
win for us.
Despite our challenges.
Yeah, we prevailed. Cheers, man.
for. I love it.
Hey, fuck yeah.
We found common ground.
We did.
It's
Yeah.
nice. I like this.
What's
After all
the
this time.
timestamp right now?
It's a 2:32. You're taking that
Telling
out.
Elliot what to take out.
Back to the question at
Yeah.
hand. Now that we've gotten through our learning disabilities, I hope that was fun for everybody. Just next time you see somebody handicapped, kick the shit out of them. It's fun. Obviously, that's what we do. See somebody on crutches, knock them the fuck out. That's obviously what we do on this podcast. You know, learning disabilities are fun to laugh at.
Yeah, everybody's laughing.
Yeah,
Good time.
yeah.
Another one of those. You make another marker on your.
Yeah, it's an ad.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. Cut that out.
Plus or minus 5 minutes on top of that time marker. I think. is good.
Use your best judgment.
Yeah.
Are you talking about like the old, like traditional
Yes.
crutches?
The
Or like,
fucking ones with the handles on them. Yeah. Talking about polio
Oh, come
crutches.
on. Oh,
Yeah.
man. Yeah,
That's-
with the elbow brace and
Yes.
the whole thing. Come on.
Have you?
It's too much.
We talked about that. What happened?
They cured polio.
This
It's
has
a long
gone.
time ago.
This has gone off the rails. So
Yeah.
why not go ahead and get?
Sure.
Do you notice
It's all
things
getting
like
cut
we
out
notice?
anyway, so.
No, it's staying. This is staying in. This is the beauty of the podcast. This is the deep subject matter that other automotive podcasts don't dare to touch.
nobody's touched on this.
Yeah. There's, okay.
So,
yeah.
when's the last time? I'm going to go rapid fire on some of these questions. When's the last time you've seen a roly-poly? You know what a roly-poly is, right?
I don't know.
The little beetle that rolls up like a little small one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you kick
Every
over, kick
time
over
you
a log.
pick up a
Remember
piece of
being
plywood that's laying on the
remember being
ground.
a kid?
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
of course.
when's the last
Yeah.
time you've seen one?
Been 30 years.
Exactly.
Extinct.
Now-
A slug, fucking slug.
Slug, same thing.
Yeah.
You haven't seen a
Yeah.
slug
You
in 30
peel up,
years.
you peel up like an old sheet of plywood that's
Right.
been laying in the dirt.
Yeah.
Slugs everywhere.
Roly
When's the last time you
polies.
saw one?
When's the last time you've seen a kid in elementary school or high school with a cast?
Yeah. No, forever.
When's the last time you've seen a broke arm? Where did it all go?
Yeah. They can't break their arm playing Fortnite, I guess.
I guess. When's the last time you seen those old school crutches with the handles, with the braces?
That's been a minute.
So, what happened?
Fireflies are coming back.
Yeah,
Fireflies are
People
coming
aren't
back.
having fun like they used to. That's the only answer.
I don't
I
understand.
mean, we broke arms riding bicycles, playing cops and robbers, falling out of trees, doing. all
When's the
sorts of
last
stuff
time
you're
you
not
know?
supposed to.
When's the last time you know anybody that got stung by a bee besides Phil?
Bee stings are 80s.
Super 80s.
I had this conversation at the dinner table.
Macaulay Culkin in that one movie.
That didn't end well. But I had this conversation at the dinner table one night. We were talking about the same fucking thing about like a cast and broken arms. And my son, who doesn't say anything ever, he's like, "There's a kid in gym class who broke both his arms." And I'm like, what?
Imagine that.
And then my daughter chimes in. She's like, "Oh yeah, I saw that. He's got 2 broken arms. A kid, he fell in gym class and broke both of his arms.
Oh man,
That sucks.
At school.
that's rough.
Yeah, he's
Got like the OG
I know what path he's on.
cast.
Geared up.
Yep.
He's on the.
No, geared up wasn't a physical disability. There were shortcomings on the learning side, Josh. All right.
Yeah, it's the same type of people that hurt themselves.
It's a lack of attention.
Yeah, you just apply yourself. You're very smart, Jeremy. Just apply yourself. So SEMA,
You're looking just terrible right now, dude.
am I?
Yeah, you're looking like a monster.
No,
You're
you got the
making
same.
fun of kids with
how many
crutches.
how many speeches did you get about applying yourself?
Wait, yeah, but I also didn't like make fun of the other kids that didn't apply themselves.
I'm not making fun of the other kids that didn't apply
sounds
themselves.
like it. That's
No,
what
I
it
said
sounds
that
like.
you haven't seen a broken arm since the fucking 2005. The most surprising thing to either of you, 2-part, at SEMA. Trend, vehicle, anything. What was like, oh wow, I wasn't expecting that.
You got one?
For mine's a little more personal. I think for me, the more I come back to SEMA, the more I think I enjoy it, because I was always just kind of like some random person, and now being like with the company a little bit and get to know people and get to know the players within the industry, it's a lot more fun having, like Ryan was saying, going there and feeling like you're part of that family and feeling like you're somebody that people actually try to seek you out and talk to and all that. And I'm not really used to that experience, so I thought that was kind of special for myself.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. For me, honestly, we get so focused on what it is that we're doing in the year between SEMA that it surprised me how inspired I got from everybody and all the energy. Like it's such an energy field, right?
Yep.
Just from day, and it goes. I tell you what, Monday we moved in Sunday, but Monday you're kind of set up. And I remember having that's a Wisconsin. We talk about accents, right? Saying member instead of remember. Like, God, man, remember. Having a moment where we said like it's going to be Friday afternoon before we know it, and that happens every time. But it surprised me this year just how much energy.
Didn't it feel different this year, though?
It really did. Like it felt new or fresh.
It felt
or
like
something.
so much more positive energy.
Yeah. Thank you.
Just we're all ready to go.
Right.
Versus the first years, it's not that it's been bad energy, but there's just kind of like, we're doing SEMA. I got this car over here, and I'm dealing with all these struggles, and you got to, like a more of a bitching and moaning. Right. And this year was positive energy.
It really did. That's a great way to describe it. Honestly, it surprised me because again, you're tired from the drive and the lead up and all the pressure, and you want it to go well, but like day one, right? Welcome to the announcement comes on and SEMA's now open, and it like from that moment
it's over.
Like it is over. Yeah. And it surprised me how like just the feeling, just a vibration. That I think everybody felt like it was, you say positivity, like everyone I ran into was just happy and excited. And like, I didn't hear about any real issues. Like
there's no drama. There's nobody MFing somebody else, whatever. It's just like,
it was just good. And it just kind of, I don't know if surprise is the right word, but it was noticeable to myself that this was different. And I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I agree, man. And it seems like that the industry sort of like self-regulates itself.
It does.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
the
it
body
just-
purges all the
it
toxins.
seems like it's doing so well right now. Like there's everybody just like really gets along, respects each other. There's just a lot of action, a lot of movement, a lot of good shit happening, a lot of good products, a lot of good companies.
From a builder standpoint,
felt like a good year
across the board, from top to bottom, brand new to, you've been around for a while. The camaraderie and
everyone's lifting each other up and
it's amazing.
Pointing out cool stuff what other guys are doing, trying to put interest into the younger guys, help bring them up.
Yeah.
Going to some of the other aspects of the car world, like you see a lot of hate and a lot of the off-road stuff, a lot of the lifted trucks, a lot of the pre-runners, and it's just guys shredding each other. It's just awesome. We don't get any of that.
I didn't catch any of it. Yeah, it was just an exciting.
It was
energy, right? Electric.
It was.
Yeah, it was a really, really good time. You're right, though, that it's so wild how as soon as the show opens, you're like, man, we got a week of this. And then
it's over.
Literally. The only night that drug on was Thursday night.
Because
the party, the party itself was literally over like that.
It's like a wedding.
The problem was the night continued on quite long after that. That was in a long time, in a very, very long time. That was a rare one where I'm like, oh, it's time to go to sleep. And it's like, it's not the sun is coming up. That sun has fully been up and stretched its legs and is up for a while. Like it's full blown daytime.
That's been a long time since I can't remember. I mean,
that is entering the casino.
It's been the Battle of the Builders that one year.
In daytime. That is not even, you haven't got to your room yet and it's daytime. That was a great night though.
Yeah.
Great fucking night.
Yeah, it was an amazing night.
But it is good to see. We've talked about it a lot of times on the podcast, and we've all been in this for a while. Like you said, the industry self-regulates. There's those times where it's like you can just feel the tension, and everybody's, like, oh, this car sucks. Did you see this? And blah, blah, blah. And I can't believe this. Did you hear this drama? Did you hear this drama? That wasn't this. It's everybody's got their, niche and their lane, and you're trying to help out. And there's so many, like you said, young builders, and these young builders are building parts, and everybody's like, hey, can I help you? Yeah, I use that. That's fucking awesome. Let me do this. Can I do this? It's a really, really good. I can't remember as good of a place, healthy camaraderie amongst the builders and the manufacturers as it is this year at SEMA.
Yeah.
There's been good times, but I can't remember as good of a time.
Totally.
All right, next up, standard question. We're going to go to car. We're going to get through the car thing. Two different genres-ish. You're very similar to my genre. We're going to start with you first, and then we're going to get to you. Your very first car, was it a gift, or did you purchase it yourself?
First one that I drove, like, with a driver's license?
Yeah, your first transportation at 16.
Right. So, it was a 94 Jeep Wrangler.
Oh, we're supposed to guess.
Oh, shit.
No problem.
Never mind.
I would not have guessed that.
I wouldn't have gone there either.
I'm glad you got it out of the way. Okay.
I didn't know that.
No problem.
Didn't know the rules.
No problem. I apologize.
Yeah, so you had a specific question about how I obtained
How did you acquire that?
Was it green?
It was green.
Tan interior?
100%. Yes.
Well,
So no, there was a company.
we haven't lost it completely.
There's a company down kind of by Dubuque called it was Leo's Repairables, and you bought salvaged, like, insurance totaled vehicles and stuff. So the summer I turned 15, me and my dad bought that, and it needed a frame, it needed a body, and back then, Wranglers.
You bought a car that needs a frame and a body, so you bought a motor?
Well, I mean, yes, basically. But Hustiford Smart Parts, I don't know if you guys ever deal with, they're up kind of by Milwaukee. But anyway, you can pretty much get anything, you need. So,
Like a pull apart?
Yeah, kind of like Copart is, right?
Okay.
You can get a whole front clip from a late model, whatever, if you need to. But so we got a tub, a Jeep tub from there, and a chassis, and then we're able to, like, salvage the hood and the fenders and the soft top and all, and then a lot of J.C. Whitney parts.
Yeah.
But that's how I spent the summer that before I turned 16 was doing that with my dad, and Yeah, so at the time, so that was maybe a year and a half old vehicle, but it had rolled over, so we were able to get it for next to nothing. We, fixed it obviously ourselves, other than having to get that frame and that body tub. We were able to pretty much do everything else and paint it and fix all the stuff.
You're driving at 16, wait, 96 or 97?
96, yeah.
96.
Did
All
it
right.
roll over again?
No, it got stuck in the middle of the Wisconsin River a number of times, but did not.
5-speed.
Yeah,
You ever tried doing wheelies in it?
I would definitely do, because it was the 4-cylinder, right? So it didn't have any guts. But you could definitely do the clutch bump, and you could.
Yeah,
I pretended I saw Snoop Dogg Doggy Style was the album of the.
That was the next question I was going to fucking ask.
Damn it!
But people are listening. They're probably like, "That's a stupid question." You just doing a wheelie. You could if Jay
you could hop it.
Yeah, Jay Gustafson had a
course, Jay
96, 97, same thing. But
It was Summy Blue, not green.
Summy Blue. We'll get into that. But you turn the wheel all the way like one direction, and you just clutch dump it, and it would like dive, and then you dump it again.
What do you look
and
like
that
doing
thing-
it?
Jay Gustafson?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
He didn't give the little.
but it would you would yank the front wheels off.
Right.
So we call it hit. I was there the day his parents gifted said Summy Blue Wrangler to him. It was an SE. Jay Gustafson thought it was special edition. We made sure to let him know it was not. It was, it was like sport economy. The thing had like it didn't even have like wheels on it.
option.
It was, yeah, but it was that almost like pinkish purpley like.
Sure.
It was blue, I guess you'd
Right.
call it. Our math teacher, like algebra, whatever the fuck it was, Jeff Summy was his name. Flaming gay back in the day. So we called it Summy Blue. Me and Fenn made sure to let him know that it was Summy. It was a
That was the name.
Summy Blue Jeep Wrangler.
So nice.
And then at
It was
school,
extremely hurtful coming from a guy driving a purple LeBaron convertible.
yeah. But I
Did they
drove
make a non-convertible LeBaron? Because everybody
They
I
do.
knew
It's a
that ever-
Maserati.
They
Oh
did.
my God.
But they always say
They
a
were all-
LeBaron convertible.
Yeah,
but
they're all LeBaron.
it just say LeBaron.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
You always try to sex it up a little
Or
bit. It's just a
when
LeBaron.
you're an owner,
More sex.
when you're an owner, you call it a Le Baron. It's a
It's
a French sports car.
Yeah, it's very demure.
Yeah,
Yes.
Le Baron.
Yeah.
But at school, we'd put that sucker. Me and Fenn would jump out like on our free period, kick that sucker into neutral, and just push it across the parking lot, like right up into the front. Steering wheel would lock, so you'd be committed to whichever direction it was going. But you could get, if the wind was blowing the right way, the moon, the sun, the stars align, you could get that thing right into the front, like foyer of the school. And then we'd take the doors off because it had
Yeah.
vinyl doors. And then we just walk into whatever class he was in.
And bring in the doors.
With your arm in the door and just bring the door in and then just give him the door. He would get pissed.
Great friends.
But
you are.
moral of the story is you can do wheelies in
Yes.
it.
Yes.
No, I absolutely did that. And the reason I bring up the
90s
Snoop Dogg
Jeep
album was because we would topping the doors off,
Act
right?
like you had hydraulics.
And then we'd act like we had hydraulics. And along with you guys pushing his Jeep up to the foyer, what used to happen to mine is being that we live in Wisconsin, they would, and Hunter knows this, the parking lot, they pile all the snow in one spot. Like they just, and it gets huge. Well, at some point during the winter, my buddies would get enough chains and ropes and trucks together to go up and over the pile to my Jeep and then hook it to like 3 trucks and then drag my Jeep to the top of the 40-foot snow pile. And I come out at the end of the day of school and it's like, I can't get down. Like I have to wait till spring or I have to, yeah. So
That's good. It's really good.
A
lot of fun.
Man, I hope that kids like
They're not.
Yep.
They're
have
not.
that creativity.
We used to
and
do
the
the
other
same
one-
thing with Dave Watson's Jeep.
Did you?
Pop that in neutral. He would be the driver every single night 'cause he was earliest with his license. Pop that thing in neutral and just put it in everybody's front yard, no matter where he was at.
well, and that was the problem. You couldn't lock the doors. It had vinyl doors. You could just unzip them,
Right.
and then there was a
Reach in.
manual, so they'd put it in neutral, and then they'd drag me to the top of the
Push it
snow
wherever you
pile.
want.
Horrible car for a teenager.
Oh yeah.
All right. Next up, Hunter. All right. So
Answer
don't give
carefully.
it. Don't
Yes.
give it away.
Okay.
We're gonna go. So I got a couple of clarifying questions first. One, at this point in the podcast, we're about to
I
kill
can
the
already
bottle.
tell you, you're never gonna guess it.
That's fine.
We're talking about like a.
that's quite the challenge.
What are we? 06?
What year
Is that
did
your,
you? What year were you
16?
16?
09.
09.
09. All right. Was your vehicle a gift or did you purchase it?
More of a gift.
Okay.
Was it
were you
in-
into cars at that point in time?
Was it in the family? Like a repurposed vehicle
Yes.
from Mom, dad, grandpa.
Now you're getting a little specific. No, you're trying to get a little specific.
Dad is
Uncle-
grandpa.
So we
Uncle Jim.
tried looking for a car for myself through eBay, and they ended up coming across like a limited edition Mini Cooper that was like a midnight blue with the cherry mirrors that we actually ended up using for bailouts paint job. But
You did not get that.
my mom got that.
Okay, you didn't get it. Oh, so your mom got that, and
got
then
the
you
hand-me-down.
got something else.
Yeah.
This is interesting. 09, you said. 09.
I think
It's
I'm
out.
gonna go because I know your dad so well. I think I'm gonna go
It's a fucking Audi.
No,
A3 or a Golf.
No.
I'm going. And this is
Siblings got A4s.
this is cliche.
We're tracking.
This is mom's car though. This is mom's car. It's mom's. I'm going Champagne Lexus SC 400.
Yeah.
Two-door
the
coupe.
hardtop retractable.
No, the actual just coupe.
Okay.
Nope. On the German vibe.
Yeah, we're heading in the right direction with the Audi deal. So this was mom's car.
Mm-hmm.
Passat. Fucking Passat.
That's not wagon.
There were myself and 3 other high school girls that had the same car.
It's an SUV. It's an
Ooh.
SUV. Girls, it's a fucking X3. They did an X. Was it?
Can I change mine to a VW Tiguan?
Tiguan.
That's It's BMW. It's BMW.
No, BMW
No, not
is
BMW.
obvious.
Volkswagen.
Volkswagen?
Fuck.
Girls' car gotta be a Jetta.
God, what was the small?
I don't remember.
Because the Tiguan was a small SUV.
But that's Tiguan's after. Tiguan wasn't an
I
09.
don't know the year range.
I
on
know.
them.
Tiguan came after the Touareg.
Touareg.
No.
What? all
They
right.
only made 3 cars. That was a
We,
Passat.
listen, out of the entire world of cars, we got pretty close.
We did.
We're German. We're within a family of cars in the SUV.
I was off. You guys are close.
It's white too.
Nope.
Oh fuck!
Nope. It was blue.
Way off.
What is it?
Or we're losing it.
It was an 05 blue Beetle.
You
really?
drove a fucking
Volkswagen
Beetle?
Beetle. Yup.
What the fuck is wrong?
Yeah, the requirement is that it had to be a manual car, and since they bought this limited edition Cooper, they didn't want to give a 16-year-old a Cooper.
Were
and I
your-
got ratted out a few times by the car because apparently if you go over 90 or 100, the little like tail fin pops up and it locks. And I didn't notice it the first couple times, so I got in trouble for driving a little fast.
No, that serves them fucking right. What?
They were actively trying to not become grandparents at an early age.
They gave it their
being
best
in
shot.
a small
They gave it
town
their
with a-
They're
best
like, well,
shot.
if we give him this, there's no fucking
Yeah.
way. Like,
And all my buddies all had trucks, so being in like middle of farm field and all that, they'd all take their trucks through the fields in the winter. And I was like, fuck it, I'm going to take this Beetle through the field in the winter. And since it's a front wheel drive, I can't do shitties with it. So I did reverse shitties in the Beetle in the middle of a cornfield
Honestly-
with a bunch of 4 other trucks.
Honestly, this says more about your parents than it does you. I really have lost so much respect. I can't believe they would do that to you.
The Golf came after.
All right.
Yep.
That's
Wasn't
just
far off.
I know. I mean, a Beetle for your son. I'm so surprised. I really am. So surprised.
It stuck.
And
in the
disappointed.
Family actually got passed from me to my little brother, and then he totaled it.
Yeah. You should have told it. So you have to go through the pain. Never saw that coming.
no, that's a fucking wild card.
Wow.
Didn't see it.
All right. Next up, little rare standard question. Ryan, if you were doing anything else for a living other than in the hot rod industry or building cars, what would it be?
I'd be in music.
Music?
Yeah. Some variation of production or
Something.
Yeah, just being out
Putting on a show,
Yeah.
something to do with it.
right.
What about you, Hunter?
So I've always loved doing stuff like hands-on. So like my side hobby is working on our house. So honestly, even though I'm within the car world, I think getting more hands-on with the cars or being some sort of carpenter would be pretty cool.
Carpenter, I'd like. However, I only want to do like fine
The finished carpenter.
joinery, and I just want somebody to pay me to take as long as it takes to do.
woodworking. That's not carpentry.
Woodworking. Just a box that I like with whatever inlays I want to do, and when it's done, it's done. That's the type of woodworking I want to do.
Would you
Jewelry
put a
boxes.
lumber rack on top of the Beetle then, or
I wish. Open up
I
the
can't
back
believe-
hatch
I
and
can't
just
believe
shove
that.
it to the back.
I could see you out there doing like that crazy like Asian joinery, like where they're doing it
Yeah, you
all
could.
with the
Fuck yeah.
what are the fucking
little hand
saws?
saw?
Yeah, the hand saw. I got a couple of those hand saws.
Yeah.
Those things are crazy good.
Yeah.
I could.
stack up 6 things, then you just go like this, and it
They
all just like
come
Falls together.
And then
Hell
it's like
yeah.
one little tapered pin. You
Yeah.
yeah.
Hell yeah, I
I
would.
could see you doing some
I'm
stupid shit like
into-
that.
That's fine.
I'd miter that shit, put a biscuit in it, glue it.
I want to see things.
Incidentally,
Like, I wanna-
part of the outreach program at the Answer Center dealt with that exact form of
100%,
woodwork.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you
Tell you what,
bonsai
they
trees
told
to focus your attention.
They use that when you got like a little wild. They use that to calm you down. Probably.
Could use joinery.
A little
Here's a planer.
I hate you so. I hate you so much.
Oh,
Just
man.
the wording. When you got a little wild, they use that to
squirrely.
calm you down.
A little squirrely.
Yeah.
Just,
We didn't have a cage.
just some joinery.
And I tell you that at the whole entire Answer Center, we didn't have a cage.
Well, we did, and I wasn't in it.
Yeah, but that's the type of place you went that have to have a cage. You were a step away. Didn't you say that was the next step?
Yeah, it was.
You were
it was a
closer.
big step,
You were closer to a cage than I was by far.
but the cage was still that was an intermediate between Budsman, which would have been the Answer Center.
No, we had an entire center. You had just a high school. We had an entire center and no cages to be found.
Whatever.
That's
I
fine.
stayed in the fucking
Another
high school.
20 minutes on
This
this
one too?
Yeah.
Next up, all right, we talked about that. We're gonna go. We're changing it up a little bit. Best piece of advice you've ever received.
I tell you what, boy, there's a lot, but the one that sticks with me still, Philippe Cocord is been a mentor of mine. He's a very successful winemaker, distiller, and he's been a business mentor and a friend for decades. And early on, he told me, don't be afraid to surround yourself with people that are smarter than you. I feel that, right? And that we talk about, Hunter knows, we talk about not having ego in our shop a lot, and everybody having a voice. And again, we've talked a lot about having people involved in these projects that are absolutely at the top of their niche, and the best at what they do. And that goes to that, right? Don't be afraid to surround yourself with people that are smarter than you. In other words, if you have to be the smartest guy in the room, you're capping your where you can go right there. You've already answered how far you can go, how high you can climb. But if you are in a room where everyone around you is way better at the thing that let me rephrase that they are at the top of their game in whatever it is that they do. If you're the best machinist I've ever met, and you're the best designer I've ever met, and you're the best painter I've ever met, and you're the best welder I ever met, that's the way to conquer the world, to build your empire. If you have to be the best at everything that is part of your company or in your circle, you're limiting yourself, and you're shooting yourself in the foot, and you're frankly holding yourself back on what the potential is for ego alone. So throw the ego out and surround yourself with people that are way smarter than you. We talk about that a lot, and I firmly believe that. The second one I'll give you, my father, I've still got it. He gave me when I started my shop back in 2002, he gave me some tools, and inside one of the boxes that had a bunch of Milwaukee grinders, one of which was my grandfather's, was just a note handwritten with Sharpie on a piece of legal pad, and it just said, "When in doubt, make it stout." And I framed that, and that hung in my welding shop, and I've still got it framed. It's at my house.
Cool.
And I mean, right? If it's true, when in doubt, make it stout. Like there's there's nothing wrong with making it stronger than it has to be. You know, if we're
More
talking
metal than brains.
right. So those two things, right?
Man, I wish I heard your first piece of advice earlier because I've got geared up for learning in the Answer Center.
Well, they've surrounded themselves with you, so you're.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's why we keep Filler up.
Yeah, stop being so mean.
Yeah.
That was my first shot. I've been sitting here quiet for like a half hour.
Hunter, what about you? Best piece of advice?
Mine's something that very much goes against what I normally do, but it's just don't be afraid to fail. Like, obviously, you don't learn anything if you're not failing. And I personally will admit I struggle with accepting that just because I want everything to be perfect, and I'm trying to be very meticulous in making it so. But yet, obviously, my biggest learning hurdles have obviously come from the points where it's been the biggest failures for sure.
Sure.
Second to last, favorite car movie.
Well, I mean, the generation we come from, I'm honestly going to be interested to hear what Hunter's is because I don't even know what those car movies were. But
It's a YouTuber that he follows.
Cars.
Cars,
That's
yeah.
the movie.
probably. But for me, well, there's going to be flashback time. You guys are going to. I hope you're going to love it because I'm all about it. Number one, License to Drive.
Oh.
Do you remember that with the
Yeah.
Corys, right?
Yes.
Never thought a Mercedes would fit in the trunk of a Cadillac. Number two, Cannonball Run.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then-
hell yeah.
And then Smoking the Bandit, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but License to
Good
Drive.
segue into
No,
the
we-
final
yeah,
question.
We don't need to even get into the final question then.
Go ahead,
Continue.
Hunter, car movie.
Probably Gone in 60 Seconds, or honestly, I'm drawing a blank what it's called, but it's the like, it's like a Baby Driver.
Oh, Baby Driver.
Is it Baby Driver?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
what it is.
Oh, okay.
Where the
Yeah,
kid
they-
that wears the
yeah,
headphones and
yeah, just
bank
all the,
robber
like,
stuff.
yep.
Yeah,
That's a great
a good
movie.
movie.
Yeah.
It is.
for sure.
In Gone in 60 Seconds, Nick Cage or Angelina Jolie?
Or the Cars.
Angelina.
Of course. Thank you.
How is that even a question?
And she was something. I bring that up every time somebody mentions Gone in 60 Seconds because that movie with Angelina Jolie.
Incidentally, I just saw a thing the other day that was news to me, and now I can't unsee it or unknow it. There was a moment in history where Steve Buscemi and Angelina Jolie were absolutely unidentifiable as being different people.
I can see it.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
can totally
There's,
see
As
it's,
you
it's
were-
like it's
as
like
you were-
late, it's like
as you
eighth
said the
grade or something.
names.
Like they had their like
Yes.
yearbook pictures, and they're like, it's the same person. It's wild.
I like some Steve Buscemi.
I do too.
Absolutely
A lot.
Yeah,
Boardwalk Empire. You ever watch that Boardwalk Empire?
yeah.
Was it? You don't watched it?
No.
Amazing.
He's a good actor.
Amazing series.
Dude, I
Great.
just watched again. For some reason I was jonesing for Ford versus Ferrari. It comes up a lot on here. And I
Right.
just watched it again. That is such a good movie.
Yeah.
So well done.
I haven't watched
I
it
just
in a
saw
while.
something in Facebook. They're doing a Ford versus Ferrari 2. I don't know what the round 2 would be, but
I mean the
Ferrari beats Ford.
Yeah, no, the GT40 continued on for a couple of years.
Yeah, but
Like 2 more years.
It's not the story anybody knows. It'd be interesting for the movie wise. It'd be good.
Yeah. But a very well produced movie.
It was a good movie.
Enjoyed
It was really, really
Enjoyed
good.
it again for the second or third time.
Well, last up, kind of obviously know what the answer is going to be to this. Sylvester Stallone or Burt Reynolds?
Yeah, Burt Reynolds, 100%. Come on.
Agreed.
That was fast.
I mean, like every time I see a meme pop up, that stupid arm wrestling movie, like get back to reality, man. Like what even was that? Like how the 80s were wild.
That's so interesting. It's so interesting that
Are you done? Is that your favorite movie ever?
I like that
we-
movie quite a bit.
when
top?
Over the top, right? Yeah.
when do we call it? Never.
I don't know, dude. I mean,
I got one more car
It's-
movie though. Let's hold on.
what do you got?
Yes.
Do you remember Convoy?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
That's the J.W. McCall.
yeah,
Yeah.
Song too.
yeah.
J.D. McCall.
There was so many in that
think.
era. I feel like that Cannonball Run with the Lamborghini. Like I still every time I pass one of those car hauler double decker
yes.
semi trailer deals, like
Yeah.
I think about that scene like that.
Cannonball Run does not get the credit that it deserves. everybody's like, oh, I've seen pieces. Oh, I remember. If you would watch the movie and realize who you're watching in it, the amount of talent that is in that. You got Terry Bradshaw. You got Mel Tillis. You got all kinds of actors.
Yeah.
It's an amazingly funny fucking movie.
When you talk about talent, the same goes for Dazed and Confused.
Right.
Like, look at
It is.
the talent that was like hidden in there. I mean,
You know, it was McConaughey's first. That was his first on screen.
yeah.
And it's funny. I watched the thing. The all right was total improv.
Yeah. He
And
said
that came-
it was like his brother or somebody that he said he was trying to emulate.
Well, yeah, and he was, and it was part of that. But he was listening to a live Doors album, and Morrison came out on stage and you can hear it if you listen to, I think it's Roadhouse Blues live at like they're at like Whiskey a Go Go or something, and he comes out and he's like, all right, and that's McConaughey's like, yeah, I'm gonna be Jim Morrison. That's who I'm gonna be.
That's funny. What's next from the Ring Brothers? Where and when?
Yeah, I mean, we're working as Jeremy said. We got back from SEMA. It wasn't Monday for me. The guys were there Monday. It was Tuesday because we came back. I took Monday off, and Tuesday morning we were back in the shop. But you guys know we've got a couple of chassis sitting there. We're taking one back with us tonight, and we're already on to the next builds. We've been talking about a 65 GTO convertible, 68 Charger. Both of them are going to be pretty wild, and no exception. We're pushing ourselves on both of these cars, and it's exciting because we haven't done either one of these before. We've never done a GTO, and we have not done a 68 Charger. So that's exciting. As far as the when and the where, that stuff creeps up. Like we'll
Stay tuned.
Yeah, we always, it's like, hey, next weekend we're going to do this show. We're going to be at this place, and we're looking forward to it. Always, you never know.
Guys, it's been absolutely amazing. I'm going to ask one question before we go. This is a new part because it's so fresh and so new, and you guys were such a pivotal part of the party. If we could change anything about the party, what would your suggestion be? What do you want different from the Best on RS Roadster Shop party?
I wouldn't change a thing. I think it's amazing.
That's also an answer.
Yeah,
Easier access to the stage.
Come on, no. I mean, I tell you what. Honestly, it was tip to tail. That was an incredible event. It always is every year that we've been there. The new location, I think that was incredible. Right, with the you're inside, you're outside.
Yeah,
it's cool. Honestly surreal. Like the whole
location was great.
It was a vibe.
Yeah.
If I didn't have to plan it, I'd go back and we could live it tomorrow night.
Right.
So we could go back and do it tomorrow night and just experience it. I'd do it
It was a
again.
vibe. And I tell you what, shout out to Tim Strange, Rod Builder.
Oh, yeah.
That guy needs to keep doing exactly what he's doing because
Tim rocks it, dude.
Oh man, if there was ever somebody built for wearing a sequin sport coat,
Oh yeah.
He did a good job.
He shocked me the little preparation that goes into kicking that off.
right?
It's literally
What are you talking about? We prepped that. We got notes and
like,
emails and all kinds of stuff.
5 minutes before everybody started piling in, and he gets up there and
You did it 5 minutes. I did it 30 seconds before.
and Tim just rips it.
Yeah.
It's just calling, man. He's good. He's so good.
He
at
kills it. I mean myself. I had the fur coat on Tuesday, and and then all of a sudden, Tim shows up with the sequin sport coat. I'm like, well, I should just go home
Yeah,
now.
he brought it.
Yeah,
He had a much better fucking entrance than we did.
Tim.
He
Yeah.
planned
Like
that.
Tim on stage,
planned
like
that.
fireworks coming up,
and,
just like
Yeah,
that.
and then it's us on stage.
Fuck
we're like,
happened? Yeah.
What we paid him to do it, half of that went back to the AV for them to do the fucking thing.
yeah.
I know how much the fucking sparklers and the air cannon cost because they tried to get us to pay for it.
I was shocked at how
He did a good job.
How little ball busting Tim did with the three of us.
I told him that your feelings have been getting hurt.
I actually welcome it. It's like an annual.
I told him, I said, dude, honestly,
it's
the
like
short
an
joke
annual
stuff.
good humbling.
I've seen him after these parties, fucking in tears, balled up. I said, "You've got to stop. You've got to stop."
Well, next year,
Enough's enough.
No, here's the thing. I can assure you, two things are going to happen at the next year's party. Right, I will see to it that your security is top notch.
Fucking A.
And I will also see to it that Tim knows all about the answer center and the geared up for learning.
Yeah.
That will be brought up immediately upon his with his monologue.
Yep. Well,
Yeah.
Better start gearing up.
I guarantee you. Look, we've been around Tim long enough. I promise you, he had his own little special school he had to go to.
Oh yeah,
It's just got a different name. It's the Indiana. I don't know. He's from Illinois. Sorry.
yeah, he is.
Yeah. Illinois Special School. I guarantee you where he's at.
I think
The
back
farm.
then they just called it special ed.
That's old school
school.
special ed. Fellas, it's been absolutely fucking
blast.
amazing. Love to be able to hear the story from behind the scenes, and especially you growing up in it, you coming in as fabricator, everything, the insight that you guys lent on the industry. It's always great to hear from the other side versus just the faces, the owners, the CEOs, and stuff like that. So it's been really a fun time. We've gotten to know each other a lot more. It's fucking autograph time.
It's autograph time, and we also sometimes we forget that this is oil and whiskey.
We got to talk about the whiskey.
And we fail to
great
talk
bottle.
about the whiskey a lot of time. And this is a killer fucking bottle. Phil
It was
Yeah,
a
Phil
it
killer.
brought
was really
this to
good.
the table and somehow scored that bad boy. He said there was actually quite a few of them sitting on the shelf, but that's a rare bottle and a
is.
good bottle. We've killed a couple of these at my house.
The only time that we've ever opened that bottle, it has been killed.
Yeah, that's
3.
right. That's the third time that bottle's been open, and it always gets
Full
killed.
pull.
Phenomenal bottle. Probably one of the best releases in the past several years, I would say.
It's an amazing drinker.
$55 too.
That's awesome. 7 year. It's got an age statement. 100 proof. $55. If you see that on the shelf, buy 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
it comes with a great little bag
honestly.
too.
Yeah, these didn't have the bag. I was kind of.
They didn't have the bag?
No.
Oh wow.
For $60, you might have gotten it, but it's weeded bourbon, right?
Yeah. 100 proof, weeded, bottle and bond, 7 years.
Delicious.
You can't. It's got the flavor, but it doesn't have the fucking kick in the ass bite. That is the exact type of bourbon to kill with a group of friends.
Yeah. And speaking of, thank you guys all for having us on.
Absolutely.
Honestly, it's our pleasure and honor to be here, and just love spending time with you guys out in Las Vegas.
Likewise, man.
And back here, back in the Midwest.
We got to clear our
Thanks, guys.
schedules next SEMA a little bit to be able to have some more time.
Yeah.
Because it's always like during work events that we get to spend time.
Right.
We need to just like hang.
100%.
One night we need to just turn it all off and be like, all right, tonight is the night we just hang out.
There's
Right.
a part of their crew
because
that
otherwise it gets all booked like within
I know.
3 months of SEMA.
there's a part of their crew that goes to bed at 7:00.
Well, we
Well-
can go up to their
Well,
their
I don't know
room.
about
We'll
that.
we'll
You're
run
out
their
till
bed up
4
and
in the
down and
morning
stuff
one
like
night.
that.
Honest, this falls solely on your uncle. He's the guy that he's got the key to the castle. He's got the hangout spot. You guys are 2 hours away from us.
We got to do the podcast up there.
No, we'll make it happen.
And
We'll
if
get some
not,
snow on the
like-
ground. We'll make it happen. Peggy will put something in Jim's applesauce, and he'll be up till at least 9
a
p.m.
little, sprinkle a little caffeine in that applesauce.
Oh God, I just pictured that. It is so perfect.
Somebody put a BC powder in here. I'm gonna be up all night.
But bottle kill tonight. We get an autograph. Get to put it up there with some of the greats. Good time, man. Awesome
Yeah,
fucking
thanks,
podcast.
guys.
Appreciate you guys coming out.
Fab_Guy_Ryan, Hunter Ring. Check him out on Instagram. I mean, let's face it, you're probably already following him. Great episode. Can't wait to see what the next creation from the Ring Brothers. We'll see you again next week.